on his knee, and that ends his season. Porter played 38 games, averaging 17.5 points per a night. And the top prospect in the upcoming NFL draft will not be attending in person, according to ESPN. Former Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza choosing to spend his draft experience with his family back in Miami. He's expected to be the top overall pick to the Raiders on draft night. The Huddle is next. I'm Scott Dolphin from Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake up!
With the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with the number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field, and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, Biller for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 yes. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red right 18 Bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We got exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going to do. Let's go out and kick some tape. From right. 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing. Sit down now, and make the play. Be right all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, D hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh my God, this man's been out all night.
and Armin Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Hot Take Hump Day is upon us. Welcome into the Huddle. Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison. Everywhere in the iHeart app. Streaming live on Facebook, X, and the YouTube. Drew Wilson, Bill Schmid, Dave Gasper in for Armin Sarian. Do we have an Armin update from the desert? Is Armin surviving his trip? He's with his wife, so he's got adult supervision. And he was there with El Baldo just last week and the Merry Band of Pranksters. But do we have an update from Armin?
Not as many correspondence with Armin since he has reached the desert as the last time. Now, I don't know if that was just his way of trying to avoid the Merry Pranksters, as he mentioned there, or the fact that he's probably on a very, very tight schedule with the misses out there. But I haven't seen any success from the crap stable. So I'm guessing, Drew, that it maybe that well is maybe dried up a tick, or he's just too dialed in on the $3.99 shrimp cocktail that he's trying to find somewhere still in the city.
I'm just wondering if he's making some sports investments because obviously, Brewers, Miz, Crochet, that's a pretty good game. Hope he was hard down at a sports book watching that one.
And a lot of opportunities to be able to win last night. A lot of unders hitting throughout the league as the cold freeze hits here into April. But there have been some really, really good games. And the best part is, Drew, it's games all day, which I still believe Major League Baseball and the schedule makers, if indeed they were able to just talk to a couple that was still developing the schedule sitting at their kitchen table, matinee baseball all summer long is something that needs to be seen. And also, they were to play that game at 2 p.m. yesterday in Fenway. Maybe teeth wouldn't have been chattering all 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Miserable, didn't it?
Woo, that was one of those days, Drew, when we walk into Lambeau for Packers OT, and we do the customary question where Drew asked me, "So, how much would it cost you to get paid to sit out into this cold weather?" Once it reaches about November or December, it's into the 4 digits maybe for Drew. That one you would have had to pay me some money to be sitting there last night because it looked brutal throughout. But Jacob Mizorowski, until it was really, really dang good, and he handled the cold very, very well until those final 3 batters, and all 3 of them crossed, and the Brewers kind of got out-Brewers last night. By the 3 biggest mistakes, it felt like in that 6th inning, they just weren't able to overcome.
Yeah, pretty good ball game otherwise.
Totally.
I mean, no shame losing to Crochet.
No,
right?
not at all.
He was dealing. Miz was dealing until he wasn't.
And it just, when one inning blows up on you like that, it's going to be hard to be able to catch yourself back up.
What did he throw, like 12 out of 14 balls or something like that on his exit? The wheels came off. He just lost his release point, and he said that his legs were fatigued. Get it? It happens.
100%.
He was at 80-some pitches going into the 6th, which is good.
which is good.
You anti-Freddie Peralta.
You just wonder if there's, and again, this is obviously it's a lot easier to look back on it 18 hours later, and knowing that their bullpen is still in a bit of a tax situation and it'd be a little bit stretched, it's tough to think of not realizing just how cold and how much that waned on him until he's in the middle of it and he's like, dude, I can't locate absolutely anything. We're going to need to heat somebody up very, very quickly. And as one Trevor Story bloop finds a gap, the Red Sox are in having all of their own problems as well. In a game that there's only 8 hits, it still feels like in the amount of traffic the Brewers got last night, I think bodes well for what they might be able to do to that team coming up here today.
All right, Billy, bullish.
They're just continually, Drew. I mean, it's similar to talking about the Packers and building up leads. Man, they got traffic and they have guys in scoring position seemingly all game long. 0 of 7 last night with runners in scoring position, probably their worst performance in that category all year long. You give me that many opportunities with it, I think they're going to be breaking through here today. Can't be expecting this to be the interleague series that they drop throughout the season.
That's true.
Because they might be budgeting one throughout.
You can reach us, NicoletLaw.com, talking text line 877-794-1973. We roll in, it never closes, talking text line. Never closes. And Tommy in Sun Prairie hit us up overnight. And he said, I was at Fenway tonight, first time. It was awesome. It is all that. Still, we are so lucky to be us from Milwaukee and Wisconsin. Our version is just so special. Wouldn't trade it. Have a great show. You guys really are the best.
Let's go, Tommy. That's what I'm talking about.
Tommy in Sun Prairie, glad that you got to branch out. I hope he didn't buy that pizza that looks so sad that we saw from Fenway the other day.
No, hopefully he got the Fenway Frank that they were able to show the little girl getting and just living her best life after that the hot dog got delivered over there.
Fenway Frank, and go get the legal seafood chowder that they sell down there, It's like,
so is that what the young lady was walking around with when the bucket on her head literally said chowder?
Probably. I didn't see that.
She's walking up and down the stairs as a roaming vendor, and I'm looking to see her. Are they a Yingling spot? Maybe Budweiser or Miller products in that place? No, chowder only. So probably would have been the drink of choice last night to be able to warm you up. But Fenway is the spot that out of all, and granted, I've been to Wrigley. It absolutely has the charm. Fenway feels like the biggest crown jewel still to get to in baseball. Like 2 or 3 botched attempts to be able to get out
Fenway
there.
And Wrigley are very similar, but Fenway's got the whole area around it, and there is, I don't know, there's just something. It's that kind of, the difference is palpable. It's that East Coast, Midwest kind of thing.
For sure.
It just feels like every game at Fenway feels like a bigger event in some way. Like in Fenway, you can be walking in on a Tuesday night, Brewers, Red Sox, it's cold, and it still feels like you're going to a playoff game or something. And Wrigley, it's like they have big games at Wrigley, but the average game at Wrigley doesn't feel, you don't feel like the juice. You don't get the
feel like it's
vibe a little bit. It's close because Wrigley is special, but it's like there's just a tick. It's a different layer, I would say, at Fenway.
Well, in the East Coast to Midwest thing, I think you're spot on, because it's not even like it means more out here, but the intensity of the game feels ratcheted up at Fenway. Where at Wrigley, it's maybe toned down a bit because the bleacher creatures have to be having
Wrigley,
a party.
to me, is in many ways I describe it as a sports bar with a baseball game as the backdrop.
Just happening around you.
It happens around you. Whereas in Fenway, you're there for the Red Sox, and from the first pitch, like they're on top of everything. They notice everything, and when the starter's walking in from the bullpen or walking to the bullpen to go warm up, they're on him. It's like there's a layer there.
Yeah,
it's just a little. It's more intense. I don't know how else to put it.
I love the intensity that still comes to in the middle of the 8th inning in a game against a team from the National League that probably also doesn't really like the Yankees. You can fire up the Yankees chant throughout the entirety of the top of the 8th inning, and everybody's going to be dialed into it. Rivalries matter a ton. Obviously, the Bears and Packers got ratcheted up even more. I appreciate how much they have true disdain and will let that flag fly all year long.
So I want to know, because you mentioned it, and we're in Masters Week, and once I start seeing the azaleas and this is just that the Masters porn to me. It's just turning it on and just looking at the landscape.
Yep.
I'm not
You're in on
I'm
that,
a condo dweller now. I don't have to toil in the yard. I don't have to manicure the lawn. I don't have to weed the flower beds. I don't have to do any of that stuff that Billy, you get to like bask in. But I do watch it, and it's like, oh, and it's just so therapeutic to see that grass. And it makes me think, okay, so for some, I'm lucky enough to have been to a lot of ballparks and stadiums, stadia, to use the proper plural.
Yeah, I like that.
But like, is that the top of your bucket list? Because Augusta is at mine. Like, of all sports everywhere, I got to get to Augusta and Churchill Downs. So where do you have to go see a game? I've also would like to see a game. I've never been into a game in the Rose Bowl. I've driven past the Rose Bowl a number of times, but I've never been inside, and I've never seen a football game at the Rose Bowl. I'd like to see a Rose Bowl game at the Rose Bowl, like
That's
an actual January 1st college football playoff.
All due respect to Smiles and his Bruins, the last thing I think I want to do is go in the middle of October and watch a UCLA game there at the Rose Bowl.
I would take it just to check the box, but it's not the same.
No,
as
but the Rose Bowl to me is right there at the top because it's still one of the standing monuments of sports, right? I was lucky enough to get into the Superdome, and that was on it for me as well. Now, I was there for the Final Four, a little different than football game, but still plays,
it counts,
right? Especially big event. That stadium in that building has just held so many. Fenway for baseball is there. If it was the old Yankee Stadium, that might have topped it just because of all of the playoff games, even though I watch both of those two teams have there as well. But there just seems like so many October nights watching and dreaming of the Brewers being in the playoffs at that young age, now being able to see it year in and year out. I think it's why it's so special and still doesn't get lost. But that felt like the most formative years of sports for me, were those two teams going back and forth. So Fenway, baseball wise, right there at the top. And the other one sneaks into the equation, Madison Square Garden. And I feel very, very East Coast on this, but MSG would also be there, because if there's a game in a building that makes any event seem bigger, it feels like that one hits it.
Very true. You have that in New York. You have that. There's that. The pace is quicker. And yeah, some of my favorite memories of covering stuff would be the old Yankee Stadium, the old playoff games. Like, I don't know. It was just the history is just dripping from the walls. Like, oh, I'm walking down a hallway that, Mickey Mantle and Babe Ruth walked through.
100%.
It's like, wow.
And the other, the thing about Augusta, and because now you're hearing everybody say it for this whole week, you're right. It also now is where we get the classes. Have you been to Augusta or have you not been to Augusta?
Yeah.
You get sorted into two groups for this week on Masters Week. But the viewing experience is so damn good with 4K and 8K that I don't know that I would appreciate it being on the grounds. But the viewing is so dang good, and I can't nap if I'm there. So it might ruin a tick of the Masters glory for me, which is building in and crowbarring in. Wow, it's ugly outside. It looks gorgeous there. And I know in 2 hours, Dad's going to be reading in the back of his eyelids, and we're going to be trying to figure out what chaos is happening in front of us.
Love that early Sunday Masters nap, waking up for the back nine.
There's nothing better. Nothing better.
A tradition unlike any other.
Hello, Did friends. I miss anything? No. And the score's right there for you.
Just go check it out. 877-794-1973. That's a good little sidebar topic for Hot Take Hump Day, is your bucket list venue, because Brewers wrap up at Fenway today. They go there every other year. And so when the schedule comes out, if you're going to make a trip to see a Brewers game on the road, I got to imagine Fenway's at the top for a lot of people. Yankee Stadium, Dodger Stadium.
There's one
there every year. But where would you, where do you want to go?
We're locking it in right now, getting the logistics planned up, that the Pittsburgh trip is going to happen during July. And that has always been said.
You'll love
that one's always put right at the top of the list of one of the best ballparks to be able to have.
You're going to love Iron City. It's a lovely ballpark. Yeah. People there, it's very Milwaukee-like.
Just be prepared for a rain delay at some point.
Oh, yeah, because it does rain there just about more than anywhere.
A Saturday, Sunday, a 3 o'clock, and a noon or a 1 o'clock local start. So guaranteed for one of those to be rained out. I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you're going to have a blast.
And building in the rest of the day. Hey, Tommy and Sun Prairie, potential game ball early, a couple of days off edition. Man, he's listening at the airport right now. Quick trip, fellas. Still feeling the Sam Adams in me. Appreciate the shout out. No phone rule makes Augusta truly unique, though. Now, never been, but one day. The phone thing is hilarious, because that conversation feels like it flips yearly.
Yeah.
You're not going to tell me what I can and can't do. God, that actually sounds kind of nice.
Yeah.
Be able to just put that away, have no reason to be able to pull it out. You're not allowed to, an excuse to just disconnect.
That is that's the attraction. You mean I can put my phone away? Great.
You mean I have 8 hours where I can't actually look here and check lines and text people? That works.
They get a lot of guff too about their the concession prices, because everybody, like, you can order. They put it out. You can order the whole menu for like $75.
Oh yeah.
And like $2 sandwiches and stuff. Like and they won't change because they don't need the money. They don't need to. They don't. Unlike other sports enterprises, they don't need to extract money from every orifice of your body at every moment.
100%. Well, and they've showcased that and flexed that muscle with having like the best streaming service before anybody else had one.
Exactly.
Yeah, they were putting their product out, being like, "Yeah, we actually like it on our own platform. You guys can sell it off to Amazon Prime, but I think we're going to do just fine over here."
Yep. So today's the par 3 contest. We'll be watching it all week. It looks like the weather's going to be nice. It's like there's nothing better than that Masters. Like, I don't really care anymore about the players and like the live guys, and it was always better when Tiger was in the mix. Mm-hmm. So that's gone. But I will always watch the Masters. It's destination viewing for me. I will watch more of the Masters. If you take all the time that I watch the Masters and then put it up against all the time that I watch the rest of golf.
Yeah.
I watch more golf this week than I will the rest of the year combined. I'll dial in if it's the Open Championship or the U.S. Open.
Couple majors.
If it's a Ryder Cup, I'll dial in. But for the most part, my golf watching, ends right now. Basically, a lot of people do the same thing with the Daytona 500.
I was just going to say.
I'll watch that, and then I'm not watching NASCAR the rest of the year. They start the season with the Super Bowl. I'm sorry, all due respect to, what's going to happen down in in Bristol.
We'll miss Martinsville, and I'll feel just fine. I don't see the John Deere Classic, but I watch it as much of the Masters as any. That is truth be told, Drew, I'm probably in the same boat. Last year, I wanted to become golf watching guy because it seems like you elevate. We talk about this of you got to get different hobbies once you get older.
Oh yeah. World War II stuff.
Really into World War II and cooking videos. I'm like, I really need to start watching more golf. Either that or I need to start getting into closed circuit boxing. Yeah. Playing golf would be very nice to be able to crowbar some time out.
You're not going to be able to do that.
But the thought was I can just make sure that if I have every package available, I'll always make sure that I watch golf. And it doesn't happen outside of this because nothing measures up to these 4 days in Augusta. Even for the most casual golf watching guy in the world, this always feels different.
You're not a golf nerd like Zabe and Gitter and Garbedian and our friends who are deep into it.
No, I don't know any of the agriculture, and I don't know what's different on the different turfs. But this one, man, they look clean every single time.
Yeah,
I'm saying amen corner all weekend long. It's going to be exciting to watch.
I love it. I love the way and just it puts you in that. It's almost like a dream state watching how beautiful and lush and, Magnolia Lane, the whole thing. I just love it. I'm a sucker for it. I used to have in my office at home, I used to have a painting of the famous like par 3, the 12th and stuff. So.
So yeah, this is right there for you.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean,
we got to get you there.
I always love the Masters. I'd like to go. It's not gonna,
Did you get close?
I've lived a full and complete sports life already, and it's like I don't have to. I'm not pining for. Oh my God, my life's not complete. I've been lucky enough to see some cool.
I was gonna say you can stack up with just about the best of the.
It's like
the games
every once in a while there would be a highlight on or there's a new documentary about. Hey, I covered that. I was at that. I know that.
I remember that one.
I was at that.
You guys missed the after party, wasn't it?
Yeah, I've been
way better than the
fortunate enough to travel to some cool places and see some cool stuff. But again, my bucket list: Augusta National, the Rose Bowl. Those are the two. And I'd love to go to Churchill Downs for a derby because I like bourbon and I've never been to that.
Yeah, and I heard
I like bourbon. I don't know about the suits and stuff, but I'll make do.
I was get a fancy hat.
100%. Just the party there is a different beast, the one that you have to be there. I was listening to one of the 97 podcasts that Scott Van Pelt is doing this week because, again, it's Masters, so you got to get either SVP or SVP. That's generally what it feels like you get for Augusta National. And he brought up Churchill Downs, and I think it might have been Chris Long. He's like, well, I was there for a Brantley Gilbert concert. Does that count? No. You need to be there when you can let's be honest. strangely, after you watch a couple of 3-year-olds run around the track, you can run in there and throw an unresponsible amount of money in on the final race and on the Derby. Jeff and Fox Point. In my life, I've been to 32 baseball stadiums, which includes the stadiums that don't exist anymore. The stadiums I need to get to are, oh, wow, there's even more. Diamondbacks, SunTrust for the Braves, City Stadium out in New York, the new Marlins Park. Well, you could be one of 16,000 people that attend that for an entire 3-day series. The Yankees, A's, Rangers, and Mariners. A lot of those are new ones. And some of the best ones to attend, he puts Boston and PNC, as we mentioned right there. He also throws the old Oracle Park. I don't know what they're calling it now. Yeah. AT&T Park out in San Francisco. Another one that looks so good on TV that I don't know if it could measure up once you're in the house. Yeah, it's up there. But also on a day like last night, San Francisco looks like it could be as frigid as just about any place in the middle of an April night. What is that? The coldest winter I ever spent was a summer in San Francisco. Woo! Yeah. It throws you quickly into October when all of a sudden you're seeing guys in full jackets sitting out there in the 7th inning. Relentless. Thanks for waking up early with us, Jeff and Fox Point. Thanks to everybody who's up and hanging out with us, Drew, Billy, and Dave. When we come back, we've buried the lead. The big news story in our area right now is the Bucks. Jon Horst saw his shadows, Groundhog Day. All of a sudden we hear from him. Here we go. And somebody asked Doc Rivers a question that elicited a very interesting response. We'll get to all of that as the Giannis thing ticks down, and we this is our last this is the last throes of will Giannis play or not, because they only have a couple games left. I think they're going to let him play on Friday night. It sounds like it's trending towards that, right? I think he's going to play with his brothers and get that moment. And I sadly will not be in the building. I'll be at the Brewers game on Friday night. That makes two of us. Plans to go. That makes 3 of us, actually. I made plans to go to the Bucks game, and now it's like, oh, I'll be at the Brewers game instead. But alas, this could be the final chance that we get to see Giannis. Maybe. And again, it's 50-50. We'll talk about everything that happened with the Bucks overnight as they lost again to Brooklyn last evening. We got that holstered up for you. It's Hot Take Hump Day as well. We're glad that you're up early. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Huddled up on a Wednesday in the good land. Drew Olson, Billy Schmid, Dave Gasper's in for Armin. Armin will be back next week. Don't worry, our furry little Armenian mascot is enjoying the desert.
Not too far away.
Out there, living it up in his second favorite city besides Greenfield.
So I do wonder, like there's a lot of different content creators. Now, Armin doesn't love the podcast generation. He's not a big fan of how many podcasts there are out here. But he does like the YouTube videos and is able to find how many different value YouTube videos you could find. Drew, over under 19 of the different spots that Armin picks up that he's going to try to hit up over these next 4 days.
I'm sure. I'll bet the over.
Yeah, he's hammering all of those.
I don't dive into Snapchat much ananymore. Don't have the bandwidth.
Mm-hmm.
Some people still going down with that ship, still doing it. But Armin was always like a snapper. He would always snap. You know, he was always like, documenting his life on Snapchat. Other people choose different social media. I've kind of receded like Homer Simpson into the hedges. Like I don't think no one cares what I'm having for lunch. So
are you in on this LinkedIn deal now?
I cruise around. LinkedIn's more for people in Thailand.
Okay.
But it's become more of a share stuff about yourself site. It's become, I don't know. People see it as Facebook without the politics, maybe.
Yeah, because all of a sudden I was on. I don't know. Hadn't logged into my Facebook account my LinkedIn about 10 years. Realized that by the job that it still had me working as the current employer.
There you go. Time to brush that one up.
It's like, ooh, might want to touch that up here a little bit, make myself look a little bit better. But yeah, then I realized I saw somebody post something about their kids. I'm like, wait. I didn't realize that we were doing this on LinkedIn, but I'm glad that it's expanding its horizons.
It seems like it is. Facebook, you. I have friend requests that are over like 5 years old. I just, I just don't go. I don't spend a lot of time there, and I don't.
Well, there was one time I got a notification that I needed to pay 99 cents to allow myself to have more friends.
Oh God!
I was like, I'd prefer to pay money to have less friends.
Fewer.
Is there a spot in life where you're allowed to do that?
I used LinkedIn wrong from the get-go. I thought it was like when we started doing a radio show, LinkedIn was popping up. And I'm like, all right, well, everybody can be my friend because it'd be good for business, right?
For sure, yeah.
And then I get sales donkeys coming to me. I see you're connected with Joe Smith from XYZ Corp. I was wondering if I could get a meeting with him. Like, I don't know who that is.
I just
said yes. I just allowed him to be my friend. I thought it was good for business. I thought we were open for business. I thought
all clicks were good clicks.
I didn't know that you were supposed to actually know the person that you're connected with.
Oh man, all the social medias take their different turns, but I'm glad that LinkedIn is living its best life and deciding that it wants to be a little bit more.
It seems like it. All right, 877-794-1973. Bucks lose in Brooklyn. It's been several weeks since anybody cared about the result of any Bucks game. I mean, I was at the game on Sunday, and they did prevail over Memphis in a battle, a knockdown, drag-out battle of LeBron's two favorite cities. I was at that game, and it was moderately entertaining. Even, I got to see the Alex to Thanasis alley-oop that'll go down in infamy. So I was there for that. But the news yesterday, obviously the news with the Bucks is not anything that happens in the 48 minutes of the game.
No, it wasn't AJ Green and Cormac.
No, it's the news with the Bucks is where are we with Giannis? What's happening? The drama. They had the Shams report yesterday about the most toxic locker room in the league. I don't know if I believe that, but maybe it is. Doc's situation. So Doc was asked about, his coaching future and stuff, and basically threw down I'm retiring.
No, I'll be out of here.
He didn't say it, but he said it. You have the quote up, Billy? Like what he said? He I got 7 grandkids under the age of 8, and I want to see them. And it hurts me when I'm not at grandparents' day at school. So you figure it out. So in other words, I ain't coaching next year.
Yeah, I won't answer that, but I have grandkids that I want to see. I'll put that away. I'll let you figure out from there. But I've got 7 grandkids now, and they're all 8 years and under. It kills me every time I miss grandparents' day with each of them in school. It's probably time to go see them more. So I'll let you figure out the rest.
Well, now that he's, going to the Hall of Fame, he had that cushy,
he had a sweet job where he's going to announce the finals, and he was pretty good at it.
TV job. He could probably go back to that, or the Bucks keep him on as an advisor for a year, perhaps.
Or he actually does what he said right there and just go and enjoy retirement, which is a novel concept for somebody who has, gotten enough buyouts that he's gotten through his life, but there's only so much golf you can play. I feel like everybody has this conundrum when they hit this point in their life, but I wonder if that adds to it, or if, because I'm with you, I don't know that I fully buy the most toxic locker room in the sport conversation, because there's some organizations who are running complete G League teams and others that like traded for all NBA players and have made them healthy scratches for the entire year. But it's definitely can't be too far off when you look at the amount of disconnect that even Giannis feels to the rest of the guys in that locker room.
That's right. Then the other news is Jon Horst popped out and spoke to Eric Name and Jimmy Osarski and gave them some quotes about the situation regarding Giannis. Quote, "He's not cleared to play yet in a game, and we're going to continue to evaluate it. I don't know what the outcome in that world will be, but the only lens has been to make our best professional judgment for him and for us. It has nothing to do with draft picks, nothing to do with tanking. It has everything to do with the health of the player."
I thought it was fascinating that he said that he actually called out the words tanking. I know it's almost taboo for guys in the league to even mention it, but obviously that's what they're going to be accused of in the situation. The tough thing is, Drew, I don't think you get any benefit of the doubt if you're Horst when this is the first time throughout all of this really we've heard from them in the conversation. You could buy yourself a lot more goodwill if you were out in front of this, not after 3 layers of reporting against why the player's out here, and he comes out as staunchly as he did a couple of nights ago.
When then Jon Horst goes on to say, "Listen, I think he's been working to get himself back because he wants to play, and I love that he wants to play, and I think we're continuously on a day-by-day basis evaluating in our professional judgment whether or not that's the right thing, and the lens is his health, and that's what's best for the organization." Well, what's best for the organization is not to expose him to any potential injury, because you limit your options. So that's the subtext of that. Quote, "He wants to play and he's been rehabbing. That's one of the many reasons he's great. We haven't cleared him yet for a game, but he will continue to evaluate."
I thought one of the funnier ones was, "But yeah, of course I care about what he feels and what he cares about. I have his entire career," alluding to caring and wanting to be able to play with his brothers or play one last time in Milwaukee. And I think that's where we've been pretty steadfast on. At some point, you should let him play just to be able to have the fans be able to say goodbye to him.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
And him be able to say goodbye to
if it is indeed goodbye.
If it is indeed goodbye.
Or the Bucks so steadfast that, well, he's not going anywhere. What do you mean? Like, we're going to keep him right here. We're going to dazzle people with our roster construction, and we're going to show Giannis, and we're going to make him sign that $275 million extension as soon as he can in October.
Well, and this is
good luck with that.
Even though this is, clearly coming out and saying that you're still wanting to be in the Giannis business, you care more about him than anybody else could. It is a little bit of a far cry from getting fined. What was it, $100,000 or $500,000 that they got a number of years ago when they said 3 months before they could offer him the Supermax? Yeah, we're going to offer him the extension. Like, I'm wondering if we get to that point, because obviously Wes Eden's statements to Ramona Shelburne a couple of weeks ago said the quiet part out loud. He's either going to get extended or he's going to get traded. Mm-hmm. How much pressure will they be putting on him publicly to sign the extension before they move off of him? I'm fascinated by that.
Well,
because they lose some leverage, you would think, if that comes out public and he denies.
People keep asking me, who do you cheer for? Who's at fault? And it's like watching any long-time marriage dissolve. It's like, the both sides. It's like neither.
Mm-hmm. Both sides are at fault in this deal. Yeah.
But the Jon Horst, the quote at the end of Eric Name's story, like you just alluded to, "Of course I care about what he feels and what he cares about. I have his entire career, and he cares, hopefully, what I care about and what I feel in the organization. And he has said as much, a lot of this stuff, but it doesn't mean that you always just do what someone else wants. Like, you can still care and not do what they want." Interesting quote there. But the thing with Giannis is basically now he's saying that the stuff Shams was saying about the New York stuff and the summers was true.
Yeah, for sure. He kind of
they went down this road, and like now, as the lights are coming up, we find out, oh yeah, Giannis kind of may have been back channeling to get to his next destination and stuff, where he's just like, I don't want to leave. I'm in Milwaukee. But so there was a little bit of Giannis having his cake and eating it.
Yep. And I wondered,
not wanting to be the bad guy and demanding the trade, but while quietly demanding a trade, like that's where I think that's where people are starting to come around to this whole thing stinks. We're just tired of it. It probably is best for both parties if they part ways, because Giannis wants to win and he doesn't owe us anything as a fan base. Mm-hmm. He doesn't owe the Bucks anything. The Bucks have paid him and take care
Bucks
of him
don't really owe
and
him
his family and opened a store. What are they going to do with their retail shop when he leaves town? That's a consideration for another day. Yeah. But it's fanatics. There's just it's just going to be a sad end. And who are you mad at? You can be mad at the situation, be mad at the injuries and the bad luck that befell the Bucks after they won the title.
Yeah, I'm mad at Jason Tatum.
Thing.
I'm mad at Jason Tatum for having the best game of his career on a night where the Bucks were going to do it Bucks and 6 again and go to the Eastern Conference Finals in back-to-back years after winning the title. Like the missed opportunities on the floor will still be what I'm most angry about. And I also don't think that even though the end goes down and paints a similar picture to what other stars in the NBA have done, Drew, I don't think it taints in any way, at least in my memory and recollection of the events. It won't paint a different picture as to who he was for 12, 13 years, right? Like this doesn't change who he was when he grew up in Milwaukee and people found all of that to be so redeeming in love. I still think he's still that same person, but wants and needs change. And there's a very, very similar path that this goes down. He's not doing it like everybody else does. And I think that's where, found themselves in a bit of a sticky wicket because they obviously didn't want, and I say him and his representation, because I think they're a huge part of this. They didn't want him to be here at the beginning of the year. And now realizing what a lot of people in the NBA circles said, if you want to do this, you got to be loud about it. You can't have your cake and eat it too. And there's been a big American player, international player pushback, I feel like, with this. And Giannis said it a couple of days ago. I'm not like one of these American players that just comes out here and demands and flips back and forth and bounces around all these different AAU teams. I didn't grow up in this kind of basketball culture, but these guys that have and have done it in the NBA before, like, yeah, at some point you got to make a stink and you got to get out if you want to. And we'll see. We'll see just how loud he's willing to get through the offseason, or how loud the Bucks force him to get.
That's going to be the interesting part. Is like, and then do they want to? Can they create news like this during the finals, or do we have to wait till after the playoffs and after the draft? And I don't know when the timeline of this is. I guess we got to calibrate for that. Like, when the stories will come out. And
I would assume it's going to happen throughout the playoffs. Like,
that's what I'm
Shams NBA Today videos where he's in the suit looking up and trying to stand up as straight as possible to be able to get the minute and 14-second clip that they'll put on social. Drew, I think that'll happen every single night ESPN has games on. Like the Giannis availability will be the talker throughout all of the pregame shows, because every team that gets eliminated, I do believe, is going to start finding themselves in conversations of, all right, but what if you get Giannis next year? Where do you go from there? How much better is San Antonio, Houston?
Yeah.
Maybe a Cleveland or a Detroit if they get bounced out. So I'm fascinated for that part of the conversation, but it's only going to get worse.
Yep. We're going to be humping hot takes starting at 6 o'clock. 877-794-1973 is your ticket. Let us know what you think about Jon Horst's comments. We got a little thought. Could it be? Do you even want to see it? Let Giannis have his moment. Let him start. They do it with kids that like tear their Achilles or blow out the ACL on senior day. Like, we'll just do the tip. We'll let you make a layup. We'll let the other team score, and then we'll start the game. Like, that's honorary.
Honorary final 2 points is a Bucks
start. Let him.
I like it. Yeah, I like it.
But we'll see how it plays out.
I also would have just liked a little bit of buildup so we could capitalize on this, guys. On a year where there hasn't been a lot of appointment nights at Fiserv Forum, make Friday night one. Try to have it be the fan appreciation night that it should be.
Pretty sweet. Could be pretty sweet. You are in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Rolling through a Wednesday in the good land, the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin, Drew Wilson, Bill Schmidt, Dave Gasper in for Armin, who will be back on Monday, back in the chair as we roll through our we go through this time-space continuum thing where, Monday, what are we? Not even 48 hours removed from one shining moment. We've already shelved that and we've moved on to
completely gone.
Bucks Giannis, Brewers, Red Sox, Masters. It's like that's holstered and gone. Michigan can have its party and they're still basking in the glow. The rest of us are on to the Masters and on to baseball and on to as the Giannis turns.
Yeah, and Drew, it's crazy how baseball season rolls because I already feel like it's midseason where we need to have everything dialed in, and there needs
10
to be
or 11 games in, but it feels like we've been doing this for a while.
It feels like we've been doing this for a while. I don't know how on earth it would be 180 days and 162 games you guys would cover and be there every single day. Like the Groundhog Day feel. It really,
but it's comforting. It's a rhythm.
It totally does.
And then you go through withdrawals when you don't have a game to cover.
I'm actually concerned about tomorrow night where there's nothing to watch leading all the way into 6:40 on Friday.
That's true.
Like I'm getting preemptively sad that it's going to be that long. And I'm going to have to just only get 1 hour of Milwaukee baseball tonight on a Thursday to celebrate with Hunter Baumgart.
Got the Brewers getaway game today, playing a matinee at Fenway, and then they'll get, they'll be back home and get ready to take on the Nationals on Friday night. Friday night
baseball weekend this
Friday night will be great because last night we marked the return of Jeff Levering from his stomach virus.
Let's go,
baby Jeff.
Baby Jeff. Lev. And then Friday night at American Family Field we'll mark the return of BA.
Let's go.
Oh, okay.
We'll be back in the chair on Friday.
Now I'm almost sad that I'm going to be at the game.
That's true.
All right. Well, okay. Well, I guess I'll have to go back and watch it on Saturday morning because Friday night is the kids' excitement of the batting practice, early arrival for the kids crew. So it should be a loud environment probably coming up there on Friday night.
Yeah, it should be pretty wild. 877-794-1973. Hot take hump day upon us. The big story in kind of the ancillary world of sports is Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini being photographed. The New York Post, page 6, which is the gossipy part. They have enough on their plate with celebrities and
didn't realize NFL reporters would be in that celebrity
status. They dip into sports though, and they published photos of what appear to be Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini, the coach of the Patriots and one of the lead reporters for The Athletic, canoodling, hanging out at a luxury hotel in Sedona.
One having a very awkward, like I'm so much larger than you side hug deal. A very, very strange hand holding situation as they're walking across.
Yeah. Now, could that be when they're just like greeting each other? Because you know how it is. You're excited to see somebody you haven't seen in a while and you just happen to run into them and you're greeting each other and then you hug and then you just decide to chill by the pool because I'm here, you're here. Let's just hang out by the pool.
Yeah. What are you guys doing? Oh yeah. Sweet. We're going to be by the
apparently,
pool too.
According to reports, they're both still married to other people.
Yeah. And
the photos aren't looking great. Diana Rossini was tweeting through it. She was tweeting about Mendoza.
She's
just
going
rolling
to work
through like nothing's happening.
And her comment section is doing work right now.
Oh my God.
Those comments are to be enjoyed if you got 20 minutes to sit back and just to read it. But she joined The Athletic after time at ESPN. And one of the funniest parts of it, Drew, is like one of the biggest stories in back and forths that I think I remember her discussing and reporting upon was when Vrabel was in the hiring cycle right after he got fired by the Titans and said there are a lot of GMs and owners that are worried about hiring Mike Vrabel. He's just like big, intimidating guy.
Yeah,
like he's a big guy.
He got mad at that.
He got really mad at it and apparently called her and said, "What the heck? Why are you saying this publicly?" Maybe that's how they got their number. Maybe that wasn't the only phone conversation.
She was covering the Patriots when he played there, right? I mean, because she was, Boston based, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. And there's also some ones that, again, unfounded, but they were reported or at least brought up by old GM of the Washington football team, then Redskins, Scott McCloughan. His wife had publicly accused her back in 2015 of having an inappropriate relationship with her husband. McCloughan later apologized publicly and called her own comments unfounded and inappropriate. But immediately, boom, that story gets brought back on the internet from 10 years ago. So it is it's a bit of a sticky wicket that they're both finding themselves in. But listen, Drew, Sedona is a beautiful place.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Sedona, Arizona is a difficult place to not want to just hang out by the pool with maybe somebody that covers your football team. And I don't know, maybe this is where she's getting all the A.J. Brown stories from.
Maybe.
Because maybe this is where we're going to find more about the, the post-June 1st trade that could happen. Also, Stu Gotts show is on this radio station that you hear throughout the day from 2 to 4 here on Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin, 1070 in Madison and AM 920 in Milwaukee. She was on the Stu Gotts show around Super Bowl time, Drew. And Diana's mom told her that she went in to check on the family, and she said, yeah, I think your husband's got a girlfriend. What are you talking about, Mom? Why would you do that? She goes, looks
Wife's
good.
never around.
Wife's never around. You're always with this football thing. I don't know. Maybe he should have a girlfriend. Maybe she said, whoa, maybe I should get a boyfriend. Then maybe I should get out in front of this deal. I don't know. I don't know.
The soap opera. Which one makes you get the popcorn? Rossini, Vrabel, or Giannis and Horst?
Oh, this I'm grabbing the tabloid at the newsstand to be able to read more on this one.
Fair enough. When we come back, it'll be hot takes all over the place. Dolph will join us at 6:30. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
I'm Scott Dolphin. Despite a great outing from The Miz, the Brewers lost to the Red Sox 3-2 in Boston last night. Jacob Misiorowski struck out 10 in 5+ innings of work, but he gets tagged with the loss. David Hamilton and Christian Yelich each drove in a run in the loss. The crew in Boston will wrap up their series this afternoon at Fenway Park before the Brewers come home on Friday to start a homestand. Meanwhile, the Cubs get bad news. Craig Counsell telling reporters that Cade Horton, who finished runner-up to Rookie of the Year, his season is over. He'll have Tommy John surgery. The Bucks were 96-90 losers in Brooklyn last night. A.J. Green led the way with 20 points. Bucks will be back in action tonight against Detroit. Meanwhile, guard Kevin Porter Jr. underwent arthroscopic surgery on his knee, and that ends his season. Porter played 38 games, averaging 17.5 points per a night. And the top prospect in the upcoming NFL draft will not be attending in person, according to ESPN. Former Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza choosing to spend his draft experience with his family back in Miami. He's expected to be the top overall pick to the Raiders on draft night. The Huddle is next. I'm Scott Dolphin from Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake now! Everybody wake!
With the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field, and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, Biller, for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 yes. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18, Bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We got exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we got more down to. Let's go out and kick some tape. All right? Hey, yo. 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing. Sit down now and make the play. Be right, all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, B hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armin Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Locked and loaded, ready to dominate a Wednesday in the good land. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin, 920, Milwaukee, 1070, Madison, everywhere in the iHeart app. And it's streaming for those early risers on Facebook, YouTube, and X. Drew Wilson, Bill Schmid, Dave Gaspers in for Armin Sarian as we roll through this week. A big week. Bucks nearing the end. Brewers in the throws trying to keep their record of not losing a series alive today as they get ready for a matinee. What time's first pitch today, Billy?
12:35, and former Sox, but never actually played for the Red Sox in their minor league system, Shane Drowan, making the start here for the Brewers in his MLB debut.
Outstanding.
Get the patch right there on the sleeve that will just make some card worth thousands of dollars.
Everything's pretty quiet on the Packers front. We had somebody interview John Eric Sullivan down in Florida, and he said the one that got away for him was Micah Hyde.
Yeah, thanks for confirming that. We appreciate that.
We never should have let him leave the building. All he did for us, and then you wonder why Dom Capers took a super safety and was playing him at corner.
Good question, Drew. Very good question.
And then their punt return woes, their special teams might not have been as bad had they retained Micah Hyde. It's just the dominoes, the butterfly effect from the Micah Hyde. Letting him walk out of the building. And he's one of Shanna's favorite Bills of all time because that's the kind of dude he was.
Oh,
he's
for
a
sure.
Build around cornerstone community guy. He would probably be hosting the softball game that Jordan Love has taken custodianship of.
And he was drafted and developed to an absolute T. And it was like, hold on. We're gonna show you guys that we're even better at this drafting thing. One more time, we can double this thing up for the Hawkeye from Iowa.
Just wild.
He was Cooper DeJean before Cooper DeJean.
Basically, yeah. Yeah. So today is Hot Take Hump Day, 877-794-1973. We invite you to share your hot takes with us, either by voice or by texting, 877-794-1973. NicoletLaw.com, talking text line, Hot Take Hump Day. Other than that, John Eric Sullivan thing and like the new teams, Dexter Lawrence and the teams with new coaches firing up and getting, some sweat in these days. The NFL is all quiet except for the Diana Rossini, Mike Vrabel story, which salacious, tawdry, tabloidish,
Got me captivated.
broken by Page Six, and Billy is here for it eating popcorn.
All of it.
And, hot take, pictures are pictures, right? And they don't tell the whole story. But if Diana Rossini is romantically involved with Mike Vrabel, the Athletics owned by the New York Times. Like they have to she can't, you can't cover the NFL. Like you will find you something else to do. But if you're basically dating a coach in a league that you cover,
for sure,
and it calls into question, everything that you write and report, that's not a tenable situation. Now, Sam Ponder was married to Christian Ponder.
Yes.
But then he was kind of out of the league.
He had kind of gotten out of the league. And I think, was that when she was more on game day too? So she was more into like the college football sphere than into the NFL one?
Yeah. But then when she moved into the NFL circles and stuff, he was kind of out of the league and stuff. But this is, and if she did that without notifying her bosses, well,
and that's the thing. Like they both came out with there was a statement. I don't know that it was a joint statement, but both sides came out with statements. Like the Patriots basically said, "Yeah, it's a nothing burger, just whatever." And the Athletic came out with that. Diana's a tremendous reporter, one of our intrepid ones. The one photo that I could have totally seen, because they both said there were other friends there that the pictures didn't have. It was around a hotel restaurant around 10:30 on Saturday, March 28th, before spending a leisurely hour or so together by the pool and lounging side by side in the hot tub. So this would have been just before the league meetings. Right before the league meetings that would then take place in Scottsdale. Why not go to Sedona for a couple of days first if that's what you're doing? So the Spy, as Page 6 said, spotted Rossini and Vrabel that evening on the private rooftop of one of the hotel's bungalows, which featured glass walls offering panoramic views of the state's famed Red Rock formations. Rooms only accessible in two-person bungalows, which cost $2,160 a night. Now, hot take, hump day. What on earth are you doing that when Sybaris is only like $100 a night?
Hey, now.
But photos show the two hugging at sunset, weaving their fingers together as they stand face by face. And the Spy said they saw the pair briefly dancing together. Now, those obviously weren't caught during the pictures. But, Drew, it's one of those situations where for The Athletic, as they published conversations after, like, she's their only, I don't mean this as like she's not their only league insider, because Michael Silver works for The Athletic. He's been writing for
Michael
a long time.
No, he just landed at Yahoo Sports again. He's back at Yahoo Sports.
So they don't have Michael Silver. They don't really have anybody else that's in that spot. I'm kind of with you. Like it puts them in a very, very difficult situation, because I don't know how she can be the lead conversation starter.
They're standing by her, and the excuse is that they were part of a group of like 6 people that were staying there with ties to the league, and okay,
who were also there with different insiders. Is that the
also hugging quote, each other?
Vrabel's quote: "These photos show a completely innocent interaction. Any suggestion otherwise is laughable. This doesn't deserve any further response." Rossini's statement: "The photos don't represent the group of 6 people who were hanging out during the day. Like most journalists in the NFL, reporters interact with sources away from stadiums and other venues." Okay, true.
That's not
poolside with cocktails.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's a difference between seeing people out, hanging out by the pool.
Then the executive editor of The Athletic, Steve Ginsburg, said these photos are misleading and lack essential context. These were public interactions in front of many people. Diana is a premier journalist covering the NFL. We're proud to have her at The Athletic. So they're with her. Patriots, no comment. Patriots, no comment whatsoever.
Robert Kraft is like, that's it?
Yeah. That's all?
That's nothing.
What? I mean, come on. I thought you guys came in
photos,
here with some
problems.
Those are rookie numbers in this bracket.
We're in Fox.
You got to step up those numbers.
I mean, sure. The other night I was at an establishment with my wife and one of her girlfriends, and my wife goes to the bathroom. If I'm standing on one side, you could find a picture of me talking to her girlfriend that looks like we're in a close romantic canoodle. We're just talking. So photos can lie, right?
Totally can. Absolutely.
But in this case, just the appearance of impropriety makes everybody wonder, oh, no wonder she's trying to get Antonio Brown to New England. No wonder, she's stumping for Vrabel.
Yeah, it's just like, and I'm here for a good drama story, because this also comes into, we're after NFL free agency, where you're right. The only story yesterday was that Fernando Mendoza is going to go Joe Thomas on it and not go to the draft. And the NFL has to absolutely despise that, but whatever, what are you going to do? He doesn't want to go to Pittsburgh. He wants to celebrate in Miami. I probably would too if I was him. So, like, this is in the time where the NFL said, holy cow, college basketball just out, baseball getting its sea legs under. You know what we really need? We could use people talking about the NFL, because Lord knows there is no time that the NFL doesn't want. Jerry Jones said, if there's ever going to be an issue, Dallas Cowboys here to give some headlines, right? Mm-hmm. We don't mind the soap opera, because that's good for television ratings. That's good for numbers. The NFL, while Roger Goodell, I would assume, wants to have some conversations and figure out what's happening here, I can't imagine, Drew, as he's flying around on that jet making a $60 million a year and negotiating that potential extension that's coming after the 2026 year for him, that he doesn't secretly kind of like this as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Finding themselves in the news might not be the worst thing.
In the tabs.
But the photo in like the little circle where it's them holding hands, I'm like, okay, they could have just been seeing each other. There could be 50 people there around.
Yeah, that's a greeting. Yeah.
Then when I see the whole backdrop of the mountains and they're the only ones standing on the bridge, maybe that's a little different. But the tough thing is, now I don't know. And again, this comes into my social media distrust. I don't know if they eliminated those people using AI. Could these be doctored photos?
Could be, absolutely.
The good question to be able to ask. I'm going to allow
the question.
I'm going to let the next Page Six reporter be able to ask those questions.
877-794-1973. We spoke about it earlier. Brewers at Fenway last evening. Tommy and Sun Prairie hit us up that he was at the game last night. Very cold night, but he's on his way back and he's listening to us at the airport. So shout out to Tommy and Sun Prairie.
Tommy.
And that got us going. You mentioned that Fenway's up there on your bucket list. My bucket list, the top is Augusta. I want to just walk the grounds and be there, be a patron for one of the rounds. It doesn't have to be a Sunday, but I want to be there for an actual Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I want to be there for while the tournament's going on. Par 3 is great and all, and walking around the grounds would be great at any time, but I'd like to be there for an actual tournament.
And the that was to me like the when we went to University Ridge when they were doing the senior tour event there, it was, could you be there on Wednesday or Thursday? Let me see there on Friday when everybody's in their actual habitat.
Yeah.
The Masters, you went to the Masters site, no doubt about it. That would be in a hot take hump day. I don't know that you went to the Masters if you're not there for one of the 4 days that they're actually playing the event. Is that fair?
Yeah, unless you play it yourself, which would be a different flex.
Oh, well, that would be fair.
I mean, because
that would be true.
Yeah, a lot of people can say that they were a patron on the grounds and they had a pimento cheese sandwich and they loved it. But if you say you got to swing it there, that's another layer.
Yeah, in the other part,
I'm not a good enough golfer to even dream.
I got to
about
slice it into the woods at Augusta National.
Yeah, I found the water over there on 14. The other hot take, Drew, because everybody does then say, all right, if you get $15, how are you spending your money on the meal at Augusta National? Man, hot take hump day. What the hell how did I not know that there was Georgia pecan caramel popcorn in here? Everybody's always talking about the peach ice cream sandwich, which has to be phenomenal.
Oh, I'm sure.
The $1.50 egg salad sandwich, which I've heard people say, Marty Smith said last year was elite. He did the old McChicken McDouble deal. Slap that together with the pimento cheese. I was pretty impressed by that aggressiveness there. But the Masters Blend fresh brewed coffee, man, I gotta think that's it.
Try that.
If it's Masters themed, and if they're gonna put their name on it, it's going to smack Starbucks down 14 levels if they're putting their name on top of it.
Is this a chicory blend? I know nothing about coffee. I don't know what the hell.
Lord knows, a Magnolia blend for all it could be. It could be an azalea. It could be an azalea blend for all I know. But they're throwing it on top of a chicken biscuit. I'm going to be very, very excited about it.
Yeah, I'm with you. 877-794-1973. So hot takes. Hot take hump day. Is it wrong? It's not totally wrong. But if you have a little bit of schadenfreude that the Cubs have lost Cade Horton for the year, that's a tough setback.
Tough for them.
And they put Matthew Boyd on the injured list.
And he was going to see a specialist yesterday, I think I heard.
Yeah. Does this mean like so again, like all the, PECOTAs and baseball prospectuses and everybody that had the Cubs way ahead of the Brewers, Do they have to recalibrate now? That'd be like if the Brewers lost Woodruff, or if the Brewers lost, one of their Miz or one of their main guys. Like that changes the dynamic, right? It means to me that the Cubs will be picking up a starter at some point in July.
Yeah, very, very clean. They'll be needing something.
They'll have to make a move, and Boyd's a guy that they need healthy too.
Well, and you wonder if they'll feel the heat and and get a little bit aggressive like the Brewers did last year. When what was it, middle of April when they made the trade?
Yeah, it was right around. I think it was a year ago yesterday.
Yeah,
maybe.
Okay. Yeah. It was like after the disastrous first couple of games, they're like, we got to get.
They saw enough of Elvin Rodriguez to be like, okay, we need to make a change here.
So then they did. So now, the Cubs are compromised in terms of pitching, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I'm also not here for this part of the Cincinnati Reds being a potential wagon sitting here as well in the NL Central, because we've wondered who was going to, at some point, it couldn't always be the Brewers and Cubs right near the top, and the Cardinals at least still sitting above 500, keeping the Cubs in the basement's a beautiful thing. But the Reds have come in here and won 5 straight, and they have been pitching lights out. Drew, their road trip, they have went into yesterday's game in the last 3 giving up 1 run combined. Like, they were not doing it the way a lot of people thought mashing Cincinnati Reds style would be. But at some point they were going to be good. At some point Terry Francona was going to be able to put some magic pixie dust on all of that talent they had there. And I wonder how much that gets recalibrated, because I think going into the year it was about even money betting line for the Cubs to win the NL Central. Brewers have rightfully so jumped leaps and bounds ahead of just about everybody else, but it was near like 6-1 for the Reds to win the division. And you wake up here today and it's already a plus 450. So they're still not buying the Reds more than the Pirates, which I don't fully understand, but there's a lot of love for that Pittsburgh Pirates team.
Reds have won 5 in a row against the Reeling Rangers and Marlins. They have 2 more games left against the Marlins.
Mm-hmm.
They opened with the Red Sox, who are off to a horrible start.
And the Marlins,
and they played the Pirates, and I think they lost that series. So I'm not buying the Reds yet. They're hot, but let's see where they are.
Would you say you buy the Pirates a little bit more than Cincinnati or anybody else?
I think they're both in the same soup to me.
Yeah,
they're gonna have to prove it over the whole season.
I like the fact that we can put the Cubs back. That we might be able to put the Cubs into that soup if they're not going to be.
Pirates
able to
have some juice with Connor Griffin, and there's some Skeens, and they have a little bit of a little wind in their sails.
They feel very 2006 Brewers to me.
A little bit.
Right? Kind of the young group is starting to flare up. Maybe 2007 start to see some strides with the group, but they got a little bit of ways to go. Ellie De La Cruz screaming and hollering. Last night might have been the worst beat possible if you had the under a 7 in that Reds Marlins game. That with 2 outs or with 1 out in the 9th inning was a 2-0 game. Ended 6-3 into extra innings as the Reds exploded once they got the game into extra innings. They're down 2-0 with 1 out in the 9th and scrap their way back and get the victory. That's a hell of a game.
Get Sandy Alcantara off the mound, and suddenly you can start to hit again. Right. Amazing.
Yeah. Hot take hump day is upon us. All your hot takes, and it doesn't have to be just about sports. It can be about food, music, movies, culture, drinking, whatever you want.
I got a hot take. Why are we losing our pants at baseball games?
Oh,
now, okay, as a large individual, I understand that we've all had problems. Did we all see in the top of the 9th inning the man at the Trop yesterday who had left our boy Boog Shambi completely speechless, Drew? It was a tough foul ball that I think was off the bat of Matt Shaw. 2 outs in the top of the 9th. The Cubs are absolutely drumming the Tampa Rays yesterday. Fans back at the Trop. Let's give a round of applause for the Tropicana Field getting back operational. And my man was very celebratory. He might be using some science. Maybe he's down in Tampa going for some long walks and losing some weight. Anyway, he loses his pants going and trying to find this foul ball. And it is one of the most unflattering situations you possibly could have, because Drew, he's 2 cheeks to the sun. Right there in section 110. And I'm all for us getting foul balls. That is a maybe once in a lifetime situation. But if we're going to lose our pants, you might want to go buy it at Walmart.
Can you Boog Shambi speechless.
he sits there, Drew, through the next 2 pitches.
Speechless.
So, Boog, I can only imagine how hard he was holding down the cough button to make sure that his mic wasn't on as he is just losing a lung laughing.
To have Bob Uecker on the mic for a game, like for an event like that. And it was Deshays. He's like, "Oh, everybody okay down there?
Everyone okay down there?"
Like, whoa.
And it's one of the thank God for the pitch clock, because at least it was only 18 seconds of just silence. But you could feel the laughter through the awkward silence of these guys just losing their minds. But that wasn't the only pants off situation in Major League Baseball last night. But because cameras during the now, outside of the flare up in the fight that we all got to see from Braves and Angels last night, they did play a baseball game. And into the 8th inning, as they were showing Ozzie Albies walking through the dugout, well, Ronald Acuna Jr. had to be reapplying, lining himself up. They catch my man pants completely down to the ankles in the dugout.
Oh my God.
It's April 7th. We're talking about baseball being in its comfort zone. We got guys losing their shorts in the middle of the game on April 7th. This baseball season might just get wilder by the day. We had a fight and a guy with his pants off in the dugout last night. We had my man losing it for a foul ball in row 3 at the Trop. Drew, we're a week from tax day, and baseball is hitting a hell of a stride right now.
Amazing. They're off to a strong start.
You always say it, though, and I got to give you credit. You never know what you're going to see at the ballpark.
That is 1,000% true.
I never know what you're going to see at the ballpark.
And baseball, more than any other sport, it can throw you those unexpected things, right? I don't know. It seems more rare in other sports that you see something that's even notable.
Our guy Austin,
a Packer game or a Bucks game.
Yeah, 100%. It's good. Even though there's more people at a Packers game, you would think that would give us more opportunity. Our guy Austin Springgrove took the video watching the game yesterday and just tweeted it. The best part is, if you haven't seen it, you got to go online and watch my man grab the railing, trying to hold himself up, either completely realizing it halfway down that the shorts are going to hit the ankles. Instead, he's just belly down into some pain.
My question is, why wasn't he wearing underwear underneath the shorts? Well, why are we going commando at a baseball game?
Well, Dave, that's another very fair point. I do think that he has some down there. I do think
he might have had. Yeah,
I think he's got some. However,
there's just no match.
Yeah, there's no match for the tug of those 44s that are getting yanked down there. Yeah, it does also look like he's got a belt on.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Also,
too.
Not doing the job.
No,
it
is not.
Again, that's why maybe he's just losing some weight and he doesn't have a belt loop deep enough to be able to get there. So it could all be living our best lives here. 414. How can you say there's nothing to watch tomorrow night? The Badger hockey team is in the Frozen Four. Hit that bell. I apologize. Just in the midst.
It's not baseball.
That's not what I meant. I meant just in terms of baseball not being on tomorrow night. You get in such a rhythm with it being an every night occurrence that it's strange to think of. Thank God for the Frozen Four tomorrow to allow us to throw the red on, celebrate the Badgers. I saw the locker room, the dressing room, getting all set for the boys there at T-Mobile. It is going to be a live atmosphere in Las Vegas coming up tomorrow night. So we are excited for that afternoon hockey.
Definitely. We're excited because Scott Dolphin's going to join us. We've reached halftime, and halftime hits different on Wednesday because it's halftime of the show and halftime of our week.
Officially there.
The Wednesday edition. Scott Dolphin's going to roll in from the country station down the hall. We'll chop it up with Dolph coming up next. We'll continue to take your hot takes. 877-794-1973. It's the Huddle on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
6 a.m. show, but the alarm hits at like 6:30. You gotta be like on the road by like 4. It's brutal. Where do you live?
I get up a little before 3. My alarm is up but never get used to it. No. You get somewhat used to the schedule after you do it for like 3-4 weeks in a row, but even then,
and like I can't really nap either. Like once the day is going, like I can't just lay down for an hour or 2. So it's kind of like I figure out that
I have to nap, so I nap every day. If I don't, like 6 o'clock, there's something I want to watch sports on TV.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, so I have to nap, otherwise I feel terrible. And then if I get my hours during the day, then I'm good until maybe 9.
Yeah, like whatever reason, I just fall back to like once in a while.
I've done it so long, so I'm routine.
Yeah.
I can do it. But it's still. For me, as soon as I get home, all right. And it's a double-edged sword because there's no other shift I'd rather do out of it. I did afternoons for when I was on the West Coast, though, before I was married. Amazing. I did 3 to 7. Sleep till 10:30. Oh, yeah. But now it's like.
Yeah, when I had afternoons for Vicky, like I just have to set an alarm to wake up in the morning. I get up, I can go to the gym, do whatever.
Right.
Have some lunch before coming in. Like, great.
Yeah, that's just it. I can do it. Radio station from 1:30. Did my production. Did 3 to 7. I got my first morning show.
You've been stuck ever since.
Yeah, ever since. Except one year, when I first got to Milwaukee, it was nights for 1 year. And that sucked. I said I gained 15 pounds a year. Eat a pizza or knock off a big bag of extra butter Orville Red Bar.
Well, I've gained like 10 pounds since we've been doing this just because I have no idea what to do.
Yeah.
Like I'm all of a sudden now I find myself snacking like fucking all day.
Yeah. That's interesting. You guys don't eat. I don't know why.
Right? And like maybe you're eating like 2-3 meals. I'm like, well, now I had to have some before the show. I'm hungry all day.
I eat my lunch at 10. And then somebody says, "Oh, I get lunch at 2." For me, that's a snack before I go.
100%. Yep.
Yeah, ideally, we go to bed at 7:30. You want to eat by 4.
Yeah, 100%. Right?
Otherwise, you got a gut mom.
Yep.
Rolling along the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on the iHeart app. Drew, Billy, Dave Gasper in for Armin. We welcome Scott Dolphin to our party today from the country station down the hall. Dolph, what's happening?
Not a lot, Drew. Just I got on the freeway this morning, and there's beautiful big white fluffy snowflakes kind of swirling around.
Wintry mix.
It was. By the time I got here, it was ice pellets and rain. I thought, okay.
Yeah.
It snows in April here. You're just used to it. You don't even bat an eye anymore.
I know, but it's still depressing. April and May are the cruelest months here.
It is. Again,
to me, it's worse than January, February.
Best decision in sports history was putting a roof on top of that baseball park.
No doubt. Especially watching the Brewers last night in Fenway. It looked miserable.
Oh, yeah, the last 2 nights. Bryce Terang's red nose out there looking like Rudolph.
You guys are wearing the scuba gear.
Yeah, when you got the under the helmet shiesty going on when you're up to bat, that's a different look. However, William Contreras did look like an inside linebacker.
He did
last night when he stepped up into the box.
Yeah, he did. It's what's funny about those guys, the Venezuelan and Dominican players. I remember watching a playoff game. I think it was Yuri Gurriel or somebody playing first base. It was 57 degrees in Houston, and he had that contraption on. I'm thinking, yeah, I guess it's a little colder even in Houston in October.
Dolph, go to a high school football game. You'll see those kids have that thing on in August. Coach, what? Dude, what?
Did you?
It's 94 degrees. Why do you have that, Coach? But it looks good.
I know you saw this, Billy, because you see everything. But Deion Sanders talking about being recruited at Wisconsin.
Oh no.
Yeah. Coach Prime.
Oh,
I can't believe you haven't seen this.
I did not see this. How did
Coach
I
Prime
miss this?
Talking about Wisconsin. Like, come on, Florida kid. Like, he didn't make a visit, I don't think, but it was like, what? Are you nuts? Like, taking a Florida kid to Wisconsin in December?
Yeah. That's
a good joke on that one.
Hey, that's why no money's a game changer, because now those Florida kids are coming to Wisconsin.
People got mad at Saban for saying it. He just said the quiet part out loud. NIL is going to help the northern schools because the only way you get kids from the South is if you pay them.
He was so right.
And he is so right.
Absolutely right.
He had West Virginia guy who coached at Michigan State. He knows. He knows the difference.
A visionary.
Yeah, he felt it too.
When it comes
Excuse
to
me, I'm going to be getting out of here.
No question. So, Dolph, our big story today, well, a couple of them, obviously, Brewers, Red Sox, Miz last night against Crochet, good pitchers duel. That was a good game to watch.
It's too bad they were going up against Garrett Crochet, because otherwise, they probably have 3-4 runs on the board and they win that game.
Yeah, that's true. You're going to have nights like that. So now the Brewers try to avoid their first series loss. If they win today, they will have won all the series. And hell, that's a pretty good recipe. Win every series you play.
And that's been their recipe, hasn't it, for the last several years? They win more than they lose, and that's why they win in divisions.
Although, maybe, Gasper, isn't it the Brewers' MO, what they do usually in a 3-game series is win the first 2 and then lose getaway day?
Yeah, that happens quite a bit.
Missed a chance to sweep.
Yeah, they've had that way too many times.
They've done that, a number of times. So then they'll have the off day, and then we have that long gap between Wednesday afternoon and Friday first pitch at 6:40, where it seems like, damn. Where's baseball?
Yeah, was it the Nationals coming in for the
Nationals
weekend?
coming in
big
to,
weekend.
AmFam Field, yeah.
Joey Weimer Appreciation Weekend coming
in.
Yeah. There we go.
Good for Joey, man.
No kidding.
Remember, we thought, boy, this poor kid, he couldn't hit his way. I mean, he couldn't hit his weight when he left here. He was so lost.
It appeared that we had seen the best moments of Joey Weimer's career when they were giving Joey Weimer haircuts out in right field.
That's true.
And that was going to be the only time in his career. And instead, now he comes back and he's going to be rocking that thing once again.
Yeah, mullets are us. And as we sit here now, in baseball last night, late night, we had the Angels.
The fight that we thought we might have had last night in the Brewers.
There's some haymakers being thrown in this.
Yeah, Angels Braves. It was Soler's a big dude. Lopez was the pitcher, and it was like he airmailed a pitch. Then we had a stolen base, and then we had this gap, and then all of a sudden a mound charging. It was very delayed reaction.
It was
Soler. I don't think I've ever seen such a delayed reaction.
Soler was winding up to throw a big right cross, and then he was tackled by about 18 guys from behind.
Yeah, he got tackled by Walt Weiss.
Walt, scrappy manager.
Scrappy Walt Weiss, the manager.
It was a great takedown by him. And the other thing is, now, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't Jorge Soler World Series MVP for the Atlanta Braves at one time? Okay.
With Walt Weiss as his bench coach.
Now, and I don't believe that Ronaldo Lopez was on that team, but he had also apparently just parked the homer on him the last inning. So he had taken some umbrage to it. Drew, you called it last night. Every time that you think something was going to happen in a baseball game.
Yeah, it ain't happening.
But it was too damn cold to fight last night. That game would have been at 12:35. Maybe it would have worked out. That's like a training camp measurement, right?
Damn cold to fight.
Dolph, there are times when all of a sudden you walk out there and the boys are pissed at each other on an August day of training camp. It's 92 with a heat index of 101. We'll settle this in the locker room because it's too dang hot to be fighting out here. But I'm going to see you in about an hour.
Not that it would ever be pleasant, but when it's 37 degrees and the wind is blowing, you get hit in the ribs by a Miz fastball.
Yeah.
Whoa, that would suck.
I mean, you can hit the sweet spot on your bat and you have bees in your hands. Can you imagine what your hand's going to feel like if you connect with somebody's jaw?
They might have hated each other, but there had to have been some modicum of respect of, guys, let's make sure we do this on a day. It's at least over 50.
Yeah, so maybe today's that day. I don't know.
Might get hotter today.
Yeah, hopefully the Brewers will prevail and win the series and keep that pristine record alive.
Who's throwing today? I haven't even checked.
Shane Drowan.
Oh, that's right.
A Red Sox prospect, and he is making his big league debut. Now, my experience with big league debuts, it can go one of two ways, either 5 shutout innings or you don't make it out of the first. It's not usually a mediocre start on your big league debut. It's like the either end of the spectrum.
We're hoping for a Freddie Peralta at Coors Field type.
Now, that would be great. Yes. It's either one or it's either like outstandingly great or astonishingly bad.
So what's your realistic goal here? 3 or 4 innings? Or do you hope he goes 5?
Oh, man, 5 innings would be great.
Oh, that would be
for
unbelievable.
For what he's got to work through, plus all the baggage. I mean, Wasn't he? Didn't they say he was just at their like rookie symposium and stuff right before he got traded? They brought him up and he was hanging out at Fenway, and they were
because he had been
like
kind of
thing.
being leaned into that he was going to be one of their main rookies, and then he gets shipped over in the Durbin trade. So the Brewers being able to throw all of the guys in that trade outside of Harrison because he threw last game in Kansas City.
It's too bad he couldn't have.
Yeah,
in Boston, the way he's throwing
all three of them in Boston, because Hamilton's been at the center of all of the conversation this week, and Drowan seemed like one of the guys that nobody was talking about in the deal, but might have had some of the highest upside once he got around into that pitching lab group.
In terms of stuff, yeah,
and that's the impressive thing about these trades. When they happen, we go, oh boy, I don't know about this one. I don't know about this one, Arnold. And then all of a sudden, it's like, okay, here we go again,
and they're crushing. They're crushing Durbin in Boston already.
Poor kid is just getting obliterated, dude. But listen, might be better days for him ahead.
Oh, I think it will be.
D3 guy, he's gone through his fair share of adversity. He'll be able to figure it out. Now, have the Brewers found themselves more, Drew, we had talked about like the Cardinals yesterday as almost like the gold standard of organizations. It felt like it whenever they had a kid that was coming up making his major league debut. Sweet, 5-2 inning, 2/3 inning, shutout ball, probably strikes out 8. That's when you really have flipped the script on your development.
Yeah.
When you're that team, that it kind of feels like teams are looking at the Brewers saying, okay, so this kid's going to come out and throw a gem against us probably.
Yeah, because everybody looks at the Brewers and they're kind of the gold standard when it comes to being a small market ball club and working with the best that you have. But getting back to Caleb Durbin, it's not like they traded Big Papi. He's taking heat because they're a crappy team this year. They have 3 wins, but my God, the kid had what last year was his first full season in the bigs.
Yeah.
Did he even play in the bigs with the Yankees? If he did, it was a cup of coffee, right?
No, his big league debut came here.
Yeah, so I mean, give him a break.
Little Poppy.
Yeah. Little
my buddy Tony Maserati is the dean of he and Felger dominate the Boston sports radio landscape. They're the afternoon show. And
they were going ham on him.
He teed up the Roman Anthony thing because Roman Anthony had the bad throw.
Yeah.
And he teed it up, but it was an interesting take. He's like, look what the Red Sox are doing to this kid. He's basically become the spokesman for the team and their bad start. He's 21 years old. They're putting him in a bad situation. Like, this is how bad it is, that this is the face of the Red Sox, and he's the guy that has to explain and apologize for their bad start, and he's 21.
That's too bad. Obviously, he's the future, and we saw that during the World Baseball Classic, how damn good he's going to be.
And that's what Maserati's saying. It's like what they're doing to him is unfair.
It's not good.
Putting him in a bad situation. I thought that was an interesting take.
I would hope they wouldn't put Wilson Contreras as their leader of the team, the spokesperson. No. I don't think that's the guy you want either.
That's true.
I'd rather trust Roman Anthony than Wilson.
Been searching for a couple of those guys. But maybe when they got Chris Sale, they're like, fresh off of the incident with the jersey slicing, maybe we're going to keep you over here onto the back burner as well. They've been searching for somebody.
What a mess. The American League East has not been good in general. You always look at them as the juggernaut. Oh, you got to play the American League East this year. When was the last time they won a ring? It was probably the Red Sox, right? I don't even know. That's how long it's been.
It would have been the Red Sox. Almost won it last year. You could argue that no team's been closer than the Blue Jays. Twice last year.
And they probably are the most capable right
now.
And the Yankees just reload.
The Orioles were everyone's darling for a while. And, I mean, you want to talk about it can come and go on the competitive window. People were thinking that team was built to soar for a few years. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, what did they finish? They won like 75 games last year, and they had to retool a bunch of different guys.
Yep. So Dolph, one of our smart, good-looking listeners, was at the game last night and is flying back. You're a man who's traveled a lot. You been to Fenway?
No, man. That's a bucket lister
really?
That I have not been to yet. No. Been to the Yankee stadiums. Been to maybe a little less than half the parks. When I retire, that's going to be the thing. I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to go hit some ballparks. And so,
I want to hit some SEC tailgates.
That's what I want to hit.
I want to go to Ole Miss.
Yes.
And what do they call it? The walk
Grove.
through through the Grove. Yeah, that looks amazing. But no, I haven't been to a lot of the newer parks. I haven't been to Camden Yards. Not that that's new anymore. I'd love to go to Pittsburgh.
Camden Yards is one of might be my number one.
I think Fenway would be my number one simply because I grew up a Yankees fan. That's such a legendary rival.
It's terrific.
My greatest moment, ironically, as a Yankee fan, wasn't even a World Series when Bucky freaking Dent, as a little kid, hit that home run over the Green Monster in game 163.
Yes. And today is a notable anniversary, and Dolph is old enough to appreciate. April 8th, 1974, Henry Aaron.
Yeah.
Beat Babe Ruth's record on this date.
Al Downing, I think, was on the mound.
Al Downing on the mound.
And you see was it Craig Sager
Craig,
in a plaid jacket and
meeting him at home plate.
Meeting him at home plate with the
microphone.
He was probably 19, 20 years old at that time.
Yep.
See, and the toughest thing is I've never gotten that far into the highlight because I feel like they always cut it off right around third
as he's
base.
rounding second, and the fans come out.
And the fans come out. You never even see the meeting at home plate.
Which apparently, Billy, was a common thing. I mean, if you ever see like the shot heard around the world, any of those fans are, right next to the ball player, running around the bases, shaking his hands. Everybody's civil, but they're on the field.
Yeah.
And the ushers are like, this is just what happened in the 50s, 60s,
what do you think?
and 70s.
Wow.
I remember, again, as a kid watching the Yankees, they beat Kansas City to win a walk-off, the ALCS one year. Chris Chambliss. And people are trying to swipe his helmet. And he's like a football player with a ball, and he's shouldering people to the ground.
To get to the plate.
To get to home plate.
To finish the circuit.
It was nuts.
That was nuts.
But they wanted that damn helmet, and he wasn't going to give it to him.
He was not giving this thing up, dude.
He was not giving that up. Yeah, absolutely.
Can you imagine that now? You'd go to jail for a year.
It would be unbelievable. I still remember seeing the videos of the people after 82 after Game 5 flooding. Man, what a celebration!
Trying to take their
a total
equipment.
different deal. And instead, no, that was just commonplace. That was just what happened.
People
now
stealing.
Those and I've talked to a lot of those people over the years. That's a long drop from that left field bleachers down onto the warning track. You don't realize that, but you got to be there. You got to do it, and you run
more
out
than
a
Lambeau leap. How many ankles were sprained?
Oh
on that?
man,
I wonder. Yeah,
I can't. I've never done that.
The tour, you always see the people taking the Lambeau Field tour realizing just how impressive that Lambeau leap is when you stand up against that wall, and you're like, whoa,
that is kind of high.
That's a little higher than I was expecting it to be.
Have you guys tried?
No, I have.
We're never around when they allow us on there.
I used the I used the stairs, but I took the picture like I did the Lambeau. Yeah, I walked up. I walked up, sat myself right down there, and then oh my goodness,
cheater!
That was an exhaustive process.
Is there an offensive lineman that has done it well?
Ooh, I don't think so.
Tauscher tried one on a touchdown that was disallowed.
That was that didn't count.
Yeah,
I can't really think of many. I know Elton Jenkins maybe did during one of the celebrations,
maybe, or like during a family night. Maybe they would try or something.
I was going to say family night's probably the best time. Otherwise, in that 2023 era where it was make sure everybody celebrates every single play, there might be a good one to find, but nothing good of memory.
No,
we need more guys Lambeau leaping though. I'm going to get on it.
That's true.
That's a Nags soapbox to sit on for a while, but
that is.
Well, you do need more guys.
Are you saying
Lambeau
it's kind of a
week.
dying art form? What do you mean?
Yeah, guys have bypassed it.
Really?
Dolph, we got to do our TikTok dance. We got to do the y'all stanky.
Yeah.
You got to be doing the whatever they're doing on Fortnite nowadays. No one's going up there with the old tradition.
I notice a lot of opposing players doing it because obviously they're in Green Bay and they feel it might be their one chance.
Yeah,
so you get the beer thrown on you, big deal.
Yeah, or you find the one fan that's got your jersey on and you go jump in his arms.
Yeah, it's great.
That's a pretty good tradition, unlike any other. Dolph, thank you for hanging out with us. Appreciate it as always. Scott Dolphin from the country station down the hall. And we shall be right back on a Hot Take Hump Day. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Rolling along the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew Olson, Billy Schmid, Dave Gasper's in for Armin. Hot Take Hump Day, 877-794-1973. Speaking of hot, who's not? Brought to us by Donovan Jorgensen Heating and Cooling. Billy, who are the candidates today for who's hot and who's not?
Well, who's hot once again? Christian Yelich. Now, granted, the cooling situation of a left-hander, Garrett Crochet on the bum, had Yelich out of the lineup yesterday. Comes in, 1 RBI in his lone plate appearance after he came in to pinch hit. Who would also find themselves in the hot category? We talked about it a little bit earlier. Cincinnati Reds now tied up with the Brewers at 8-3 atop the NL Central. They have won 5 straight. They would find themselves in the hot category. Not the youngster who ended up losing his pants there in Tampa. That guy was not hot by a lot of different estimations and levels of understanding. And also the rumor mill in the NFL, not because of player acquisition, but because Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel decided to heat the things up better than an HVAC system could. That's a story that's only going to get funnier and potentially only going to get juicier as we get closer to the NFL draft. Also, who's not hot, Drew, would be the LA Lakers. Not only because they lost Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic, they lost 3 straight. They got drummed by the Thunder last night, and they are in a bit of a free fall for a group that going to win. They do still have divisions in the NBA. The Pacific Division,
there you go,
is the Lakers.
Hang a banner.
Feels like it's going to be a tough hill to climb for that 4th seed now in the Western Conference playoffs.
Yep. Who's not? Brought to us by Donovan and Jorgensen Heating and Cooling, employee owned since 1985. Oh, baby.
It's impressive when you're the largest.
The Megaplex either. Headquarters isn't far from here.
I was just going to say, and we talk about seeing folks out and about and seeing Donovan Jorgensen live and in action. They were in our neighborhood yesterday. And when you see that big blue truck with Donovan Jorgensen across the side, you know somebody not only is getting a great deal, but working with the largest employee-owned HVAC company in the state. That's Drew, employee owned and in the state of Wisconsin, that seems like shopping local. Is that still a thing? Like, I know we are all about that. We were all about that during 2020 and coming out of the pandemic. It's still a deal, and it's still one of my favorite parts of the different companies that we're able to work with here on the Huddle is we emphasize that on a day in and day out basis. There's a lot of different big box brands that you can go to, but why would you not talk to people that are from here, live here, and have a vested interest in our communities? That's my favorite part.
Yep, absolutely. So shout out to Donovan Jorgensen. Also, shout out to our pals at Game Day Men's Health. I'll be visiting them after the show today. Going to talk to them about peptides. It's all the talk. Billy, everybody's talking about peptides.
I was just going to say the science is pretty impressive right now of what we have, what we are potentially available.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. And Game Day Men's Health is a spot. I know just hearing guys, the muscle guys at the gym talking about peptide stacking and stuff for you want to lean out, you want to bulk up. There's a peptide for that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a peptide for just about everything, and not just the GLP-1s that everybody knows about that people are using to lose weight. There are other things that to explore. So I'm going to talk to our friends at Game Day Men's Health about it. Visit GameDayMen'sHealth.com. Find a clinic near you. Sign up for a free, no obligation T-test and consult, and find out how they can help change your life. GameDayMen'sHealth.com.
I think my favorite part is, Drew, it's not just the muscle-bound dudes that are like walking. Let me tell you about the stacking.
Follow the air hose.
Instead, it's like people that are walking around like, oh, wow, I'm actually more comfortable and living my life a lot better and healthier than I have all my entire life.
Exactly.
I'm 60 years old, and like you said, I have more energy than I ever have had before. Science is a beautiful thing, and we have it all available to us. It's one that you got to learn a lot more about, and they have all of the answers there.
Yep. So check them out for sure. Continue hitting us with your hot takes. Again, 877-794-1973. We got to spin through a little bit more of the Giannis and the Doc Rivers stuff. Doc Rivers is going to do the Bucks a solid. I'm kind of glad that they didn't fire him, let him ride off into the sun. The season was already lost to the people who wanted him fired a couple weeks ago. That stretch in early March that Shams has been talking about, yeah, it was bad.
It was bad.
Once you lost that,
look up my resume, guys.
Write it out.
Yeah, write it out. Look up my resume.
Write it out.
You knew he was going to get the Hall of Fame induction coming up. You might as well let him enjoy it.
Buck's going to have a clean start next year. And we'll talk about all that and more. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
I'm Scott Dolphin. Despite a great outing from The Miz, the Brewers lost to the Red Sox 3-2 in Boston last night. Jacob Misiorowski struck out 10 in 5+ innings of work, but he gets tagged with the loss. David Hamilton and Christian Yelich each drove in a run in the loss. The crew in Boston will wrap up their series this afternoon at Fenway Park before the Brewers come home on Friday to start a homestand. Meanwhile, the Cubs get bad news. Craig Counsell telling reporters that Cade Horton, who finished runner-up to Rookie of the Year, his season is over. He'll have Tommy John surgery. The Bucks were 96-90 losers in Brooklyn last night. A.J. Green led the way with 20 points. Bucks will be back in action tonight against Detroit. Meanwhile, guard Kevin Porter Jr. underwent arthroscopic surgery on his knee, and that ends his season. Porter played 38 games, averaging 17.5 points per a night. And the top prospect in the upcoming NFL draft will not be attending in person, according to ESPN. Former Indiana quarterback Fernando Mendoza choosing to spend his draft experience with his family back in Miami. He's expected to be the top overall pick to the Raiders on draft night. The Huddle is next. I'm Scott Dolphin from Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake
With the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field, and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, be alert for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 yes. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red, right, 18, Bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We got exactly what we got to do. All right, that's all we got more down to. Let's go out and kick the tape. All right? Hey, yo. 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing. Sit our guys after and make the play. Be right, all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, D hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh my God, this man's been out all night.
and Armin Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Dominating a Wednesday in the good land. It's the Huddle. Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison. Drew Olson and Bill Schmid bringing it to you. Dave Gasper pushing the buttons in place of Armin Sarian, who is pulling slot machines and trying to find good deals in Vegas.
Finding any value possible. And you know what? Maybe he's gonna hit it big. I mean, there was somebody a week or so ago, Drew, won $10.3 million on a slot machine out in Las Vegas.
Is Armin, you think, a pool guy? Those daytime pool parties. He loves the foam parties at when we had Sunburn Bowl and stuff. He loves the vibe of the foam party. Made him happier than anything else. Yeah, he definitely would strike me as he is going to be hanging out at any pool party that's free. I was going to say, he's not paying for a cabana. No, definitely not. You kidding me? But a chair. He ain't paying for a chair. Well, he might go and find one. Yeah, he's got to find a free pool, not a cover charge party pool, right? Well, I was going to say he's going to make sure that to find any different possibility to get into whatever spot that you could. Now, I do know they're saying, I think over at the Paris, good pool right there. Not the party pool that you potentially want, but a nice little lounging relaxation deal. Catch some rays but let's be honest, if he's going to be rocking the rompers, which we already know he's got, we already know he packed that blue banana romper. Pause. That blue lucky banana shirt with the matching shorts. Right, yeah. We know that he packed that thing and is ready to bust it out. So I would assume he's going to be living his best life sitting by the pool at some point.
Oh yeah. He's going to be cooking together some 12, 15 leg parlays at plus 240, and he's going to be living his best life.
He gets so mad, and it's one of my favorite things to then just try to find if I could lead. People might notice this on the show. I do like to agitate Armin every once in a while. No. It's become one of my favorite pastimes in the world, is just see if I can get that little vein on the side of his head to really jump out of the skin. And Drew, nothing would aggravate him more while we're there when people ask him if he's signed up for the Sportsbook app. Oh boy. So when he's sitting by the machine. Now, the kiosk at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, they got these big old screens. You can swipe all the way through, see the entire menu. Some of these places, no bigger than an iPad. So it's not necessarily the best product to begin with. So I'll always ask the guy that just talked to me, hey, I signed up, but that guy right over there, he was actually wondering if there was any more information that you had on the MGM app. Could you go and see if there's any information?
Yeah.
So I led the one guy over to him 3 different times. I paid him a 20 to continually go back and see how many times he could ask Armin. The best thing was I got all of that value back when Armin came back 3 separate times to complain about the same guy asking him if he got the app. So that's one of those values, Drew, that you're not going to find in an entertainment book. You might not.
No.
That's better than a street vendor or one of the street performers was this 19-year-old that was finding a different way to ask Armin, sir, I know that you have these paper tickets, but I don't know if you care about the environment. We could find that on your phone. You could have that and you could track that right here by your seat. You wouldn't even have to get up. This guy just won't stop. Yeah, I don't get it. I obviously don't want the app. I told him 4 times. I already have it. I don't know what he needs to find.
You're big pimping him. I love it.
And Drew, Planet 13 also was a part of that conversation, and it made a Saturday morning elite viewing experience there in Las Vegas. So I hope Laura takes that advice that I gave her of just slide somebody a tip and see how mad that we can get this young boy for at least an hour of this trip.
No question. We want your hot takes. It's Hot Take Hump Day. Your strong opinions. We've relaxed our standards. You can make a prediction if you care to.
Yeah, absolutely.
But send them in 877-794-1973, NicoletLaw.com. Talk and text line on this Hot Take Hump Day. I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt, but if Diana Rossini is indeed romantically involved with Mike Vrabel, that might be, in my opinion, a fireable offense.
Is that a ticket to working for Barstool Sports?
I don't know. Yeah, they would
right. Like, I mean, she's buddies with PMT, or PFT from the Pardon My Take guys. Like, she would definitely fit in somewhere. But like, it does feel it would be difficult for, again, not only just like any journalism institution, right? But for the Athletic, she's their number one source of all things news and information. I would struggle that they're going to keep her as their senior insider if that would be the case.
True. I remember a time when there was a female reporter in Chicago that worked for a national outlet, kind of like the Athletic, that covered all sports. And she was based in Chicago, and she told her bosses that she had decided to see one of the Cubs players socially. And the response was, well, you will never be involved with covering the Cubs ever again. Like you shut that off. You are done. Donezo. And that was,
the choice that you made.
She ended up like leaving that market eventually. I don't know. And they ended up not getting married or anything, but there was no compromise. It's like, you've decided to see this guy. Well, you'll never cover a Cubs event again.
Well, and I know that Jenny Dell, who is on CBS Sports, married to Will Middlebrooks.
Yeah,
right?
Will Middlebrooks.
If I'm not mistaken. And he was the third baseman at the time when they were
in Boston,
in fraternizing and romantically involved in Boston. She was in Boston for a while after that, right? And then went on. But same deal. Like, it again. I'm not saying that there's different levels to it.
She was quite popular.
But she was very, very popular there, and I don't think it was probably an easy decision when they said, "Hey, if this is going to continue." Or maybe we like Jenny more than we like Will Middlebrooks, and we'll just trade him to the Padres. And we'll solve this whole problem if we just do that side of the equation.
Yeah, Hazel May was also a Red Sox. She was a sideline reporter for Nesson, and she ended up marrying Kevin Barker, former Brewers first base prospect that they trotted around the state like he was going to be good in the late 90s, and didn't pan out. Now he's doing a talk radio show up in Toronto.
Oh, okay.
He's on with my buddy. He's Jeff Blair. He's his partner. It's Blair and Barker, and they're and Hazel's still.
I was
going
to say she's the Blue Jays.
Yeah, she's
sideline
the Blue Jays sideline
now.
reporter.
Okay.
She's still doing stuff. So yeah.
Well, that's awesome. So apparently it does turn into then you will maybe work in media, because I think Will Middlebrooks, he also joined Nesson at one point. So neither side cared that much about it, that they were both fan favorites enough to roll through. But this is a different deal. I mean, this is a one of 32 head coach of the National Football League, both again still married, which is a part of the conversation. But listen, you speak things into existence. You talk about it too much. You go on a national radio show and you joke about your mother, saying that you think that your husband might be having a girlfriend because you're always covering this football thing and he's looking really good. Hey, things might happen.
Nobody, like consenting adults and what happens behind closed doors and people's relationships, usually off limits. But if it calls into question your integrity and like the veracity of your reports and whether your reports are, whether you're motivated, like then there's a line, right? And there's just a line. Like you can't cover the NFL and like be dating a coach. You just can't.
That's the thing. It's also different. I do believe it's different if it's a player on a team that you're working specifically with. That like that, those situations do seem different to me. The other one here, Drew, is, and I don't know. I'm not going to come from it as just her integrity. They will absolutely look at it. I also think businesses are selfish, as they need to be in these situations. And if you're the Athletic, you're like, this is going to hurt us more than it's hurting her. Is that fair? Like, this is going to call into question potentially what we have being put forth in front of fans, and the biggest driver to subscribers of our company and of our page every single year. And there's just, when you're the lead dog there's also going to be this part of it, which is a different wrinkle in the conversation. It's not like there's not insiders potentially available. Right? I mean, like with the NFL Network now being owned by ESPN, you would assume that there will be certain guys' contracts not renewed. And maybe the Athletic said, so we can maybe grab a Tom Pelissero and we can have the same kind of insider game without a stop in Sedona. They might like that deal.
Could be. Brian at De Pere hits us up, NicoletLaw.com, talking text line 877-794-1973. Hot take. The Haslam curse has fully engulfed the Milwaukee Bucks franchise. There's no way out now. No light at the end of the tunnel. Franchise is cooked. Brian
damn, Brian.
Well, now the Haslams with you can say that
hot take.
The Brown's going to brown, and if you want to use that as your measuring stick, sure. But they also do own the Columbus Crew, and they won a couple of MLS Cups under the Haslams, so they have there's some championship lineage. And I think Josh Glessing, the Bucks president, was running the show there, so there's a sliver of hope. But Brian, your logic's not flawed, but it just takes a little bit. Plus, Wes Edens is still the controlling governor, right?
Still the controlling governor for, I think, one more year. I think next year is when that turns over for a 5-year deal, and then again in 5 years it'll turn out. The Haslam buy is still fascinating to me as to where the value was and what it was of the organization when he purchased it, where it is now. Like, Jimmy Haslam owns teams because he likes owning teams.
Yeah.
Right. Like, it doesn't seem like to me
portfolio.
Yeah. It's not as much for a Mark Lazary and maybe it was Wes Edens at one time. Maybe it's not as much now. There's a business investment, right? And when we tenfold our investment, it's time to move off of it. It's time to get that cash. But the valuations of NBA teams did continue to go up after they sold. And I don't think he's getting out of it at any time soon. So
Edens has some Premier League ties as well.
They like owning teams because they like going to the games.
Yeah.
So I'm fascinated with Glessing, and now I do believe, Drew, he deserves a little bit of runway to get his fingerprints on this. Because as much as this was a gap year and transition year for the team on the floor around Giannis, maybe the biggest transition was the fact that Peter Fagan's not
that's huge
operating president.
That is huge. And basis. And maybe this is maybe they are going to go to a youth movement, because there's a lot of talk about who the MVP of the league is.
Mm-hmm.
Is it SGA? Is it the Joker?
I was going to say, I'll tell you who the best player is, and it's Nikola Jokic.
Yeah, but is he most valuable? And then you think about it and you say, well, who's more valuable to their franchise than Giannis? Like, he means everything to this. Like, the whole operation has been based around Giannis. The developments around the Deer District, like the Fiserv Forum, basically the house that Giannis built, kind of, right?
Yes.
I mean, not totally, but yes.
Maybe not totally, Drew, but everything around there, and you hit on it, the development around there doesn't happen if 34 is not making this team as relevant
as it's been. And when he leaves, the Bucks are going to have a period where they are not going to be in any way relevant. And that you can say, well, they haven't been relevant all this year. True, except for the churn of the Giannis stuff.
Except that they're talked about more on ESPN now than they ever have since they won the title.
As sick as everybody is of that, and I've mentioned it almost every year going in the NBA All-Star game. I'm not a big fan of the NBA All-Star game, but I like the fact that Giannis is a staple there, and that he's, even when he's hurt, he's coaching and he's like there and he's representing. Because I'm old enough to remember like the 15 years when the Bucks didn't have anybody at the game ever, and there was like no representation. You just didn't exist in the league. You were invisible.
There was a reason why Michael Redd got a max contract, because they won the gold medal and he was an all-star. And it's like, holy cow, we have one.
Yeah,
there's no way you can let this guy out of the building.
He ended that drought, and I don't want to go back to those days, but are we headed that way? We'll see. Man,
it seems sooner rather than later we're heading.
You've seen, that. and again, like Oklahoma City, they're in their, since they moved from Seattle, they had that era of the Wonder Kids with KD and Harden and Westbrook. Didn't win a title, didn't get over a hump, and then they stumbled around a while, and then lo and behold, now they're the model franchise in all of sports, poised to win a second straight and with an option to win 3 or 4 in this run if they can keep things together. That seemed unlikely. Now with the Bucks, you saw Michigan go from what they win 9-10 games to 8 games 2 years ago.
Yeah,
and
it's all of a
winning
sudden
the championship,
winning the title.
Now, it's funny because you can almost make a case that it's now easier to make a drastic turnaround in college sports than it is in pros.
I would totally agree, especially
because pros, you got these damn long-term contracts that you got to work around.
Yeah, the long-term deals, Drew, and the lack of an ability to really make your team a lot better outside of the draft, because the other part was like at some point you would build up enough cap space and then you'd sign players in free agency, but the best players don't really hit free agency. You're seeing it here with Giannis. What is he going to do? Potentially open up a bidding war for teams to trade for. There hasn't been a star player that hit free agency, frankly, like since LeBron, when he signed with the Lakers, because KD got traded twice.
Harden's been traded like I changed socks.
Yeah, and it's become a deal where it's like 3 times in 5 years. Once you're done in a place, sign the extension, wait 9 months, then demand a trade. So this one is also coming up at just a different timing of it, and I'm wondering how much the year and a half removed from the Doncic deal will get, and how much the course correction will come back on trade values, right? Like long gone are the days of a team, I think, trading away 5 or 6 first-round picks like Rudy Gobert commanded.
Yeah,
it's going to be a lot more of, you might get 2 or 3 picks and a collection of players, but even SGA, he was the centerpiece of the deal that Paul George got. Nobody expected that he was going to find himself as a potential back-to-back MVP.
Nope.
You got to be able to figure out the player development side that the Bucks have really whiffed on over the last 5 or 6 years. They got old really quickly because, they traded some first-round picks. They also did get draft picks that never were able to become rotation players.
Didn't they trade 5 second-rounders for Jay Crowder?
Yeah, 5 second-rounders for Jay Crowder. But, in the midst of it, they had, A.J. Johnson. They didn't find a chance to even develop here. You saw, like, a Rashad Vaughn. I'm going way back into that one, but he became less than a rotation player. And DJ Wilson is celebrating the Michigan Wolverines national title playing in, I don't know, Stan. So it's a tough spot when you're unable to replenish with young players that are actual NBA guys.
If you haven't read it yet, go to JS Online, read Jim Ozarski's interview. He and Eric Name had an audience with Jon Horst, and Ozarski printed most of the whole transcript. You can read it. Check it out. Also with the Bucks, we didn't even point out Kevin Porter Jr. knee surgery out
for the rest of the year. Yeah, done.
Won't finish the last couple. He's been out, but better to get that cleaned up because they got him for another year.
Yeah,
if they choose to bring him back. Like, if Giannis is gone, then I guess I would keep Ousmane Dieng, and I would keep
I'd keep Dieng and Rollins,
Jericho Sims and Rollins, and try to go to town with the rest of it. Just anybody.
And my boy Pete Nance. I want Pete Nance I want Pete Nance a part of the fold. But otherwise, it's going to be
everything must go.
Yeah, the Derry Bird show is also going to find its way out there because you might be able to get something for him on a little bit of an affordable contract.
Yeah, so it's like if Giannis moves on, it's tear it down to the studs time, and then who's the coach? We don't know.
I uncomfortably had.
Would it be is Darvin Ham the guy? Is Darvin Ham going to get a look?
I don't think he's going to. I would wonder if they would go with somebody younger, but like Darvin Ham had one chance. It wasn't like he was an object failure in LA.
Not at all.
He just didn't mesh with LeBron at the end of the day, I guess. I think you'd do a lot worse than Darvin Ham. I wouldn't be surprised if they tried to go completely off the radar and full new blood. But I think that might be a telltale sign, Drew, if Doc still has some, fingerprints on what's happening once he heads off. If Darvin Ham gets the job.
Does Jon Horst get to shepherd this to continue in his role?
They signed him to an extension, so I'd think so, right? Like
you would
seem
to trust him, and he's
I wouldn't expect them to sign him to the extension if they thought that he was going to be on the hot seat.
Like,
but
do you get fired the first
change.
time you miss the playoffs? It's been 10 years that they made the playoffs in a row.
Yeah, that's a hell of a standard to put yourself on. But it would be. I think I've seen a lot crazier things than Jon Horst going somewhere else. I also thought he was going to go take the Detroit job a couple of years ago, right? Like it felt like he was maybe going to leave.
Thought so
at certain points. Never did. And some of those other places have had a lot of success when he wasn't
would
there.
get a gig somewhere else, I think so.
He would get one, no doubt about it. The other part of it, and you start looking at, they were just playing some highlights of Charlotte, who are like one of the most exciting teams in the league. Charles Lee was on a Bucks bench. Like you started seeing a lot of guys leave as assistants for the Bucks and have some success. Taylor Jenkins had some decent success in Memphis before it blew up.
He's a name that's come up a lot.
Josh situation.
Who's been here before, and he's, how comfortable is it? Would Jon Horst make the call? Is it Haslam's and Edens that would make the call on the next coach? Is Doc Rivers, like he talks about retiring, if they're going to pay him a year, does he walk away from the salary for a year, or does he make them fire him, or does he say I'll be a consultant and just pay me?
That's where I wonder.
Pay me reduced.
And if he's doing that, that's where Darvin Ham quickly becomes the front runner, I think, for the job.
Very well could be. Interesting stuff that lies ahead. When we come back, we will hit upon our superhero of the day presented by Current Electric. They are the superheroes in the industry. Call current.com. We'll have our superhero of the day. We're still going to take your hot takes because it's Hot Take Hump Day. And it's a little warmer today than it was yesterday. Going to pick up about 30 degrees on the temperature.
Come on now. That's what I like to hear.
We'll take it. 877-794-1973 for your last minute hot takes as we're winding down the Wednesday edition of the Huddle on Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin. Rolling along the Wednesday edition of Huddle. That music this time on a Wednesday means it's our time to catch up with our buddy Jon Greenberg, president of the Milwaukee Admirals, friend of the Huddle, and all-around good guy. In fact, Billy and I just made an executive decision.
Better believe it.
That Greeny is our current electric superhero of the day. Greeny, I know that you've had a lot of honors in your career. You've won a lot of awards and a lot of accolades, but hey, you've never been the current electric superhero of the day, have you?
I've never been a superhero of any kind. That is very generous. Thank you very much.
Well, that is not true. That is not true, because this weekend, as the Admirals on Sunday, 3:00 face off at Panther Arena, the historic UW Milwaukee Panther Arena, we're going to see some consultations with Aurora Healthcare, proud to announce that the fans will be allowed to have free cancer awareness and health consultations. Focus on skincare awareness. Consultations are entitled Screenings with Greeny, named after Admirals President Jon Greenberg, who successfully battled prostate cancer last summer. And you were so gracious to share your story and help and save so many people, Greeny, that you are, yes, today's current electric superhero of the day. Go to callcurrent.com. Lock in that $26.99 safety inspection for your home. Make sure you're safe for your home, and you're safe with a cancer screening at the Admirals game. Well done, Greeny. This is a
well done,
tremendous deal that you guys are able to do coming up on Sunday. And I know it's got to be near and dear to your heart.
100%. And grateful for the people at Aurora Healthcare who not only helped me, they made my cancer journey last summer as positive as it could possibly be. And my mission has been to really push for people to get their annual physicals, get tested, do the things they need to do to make sure they're being healthy. And we need them in our seats. We want people to be with us. So make sure you're getting tested for whatever it needs to be tested for. And with summer coming up, we thought skin cancer was the right thing to do for now. So yes, skin cancer tests and consultations and conversations with Aurora physicians available on Sunday from the time the doors open through the first intermission. So please, if you're coming to the game, please take advantage of that.
Well, skincare is a genius one, Drew, because there was a time not too far away where you actually had like oil that would be different, trying to make it even more of an effect from the sun.
The stuff that we did is used
much different knowing and knowledge that we have nowadays.
Completely. Not only that, on Saturday you got the doubleheader, Greeny, the Battle of the Badges. I know that's one of your favorite days of the year too.
It's actually going to be a triple header. We got 2 Battle of the Badges games. They've got so many people who want to play in those games that a few years ago we turned it into what they call an A game and a B game. But if you watch them, they don't treat them that way. That's for sure. So it's starting at 12:30 and then followed up at 2:00. You can see those 2 games, ultra competitive hockey games between local law enforcement and local fire safety. And your ticket to the Admirals game gets you in for all of that. So, you don't necessarily have to come for those, but if you want to, there will be a couple thousand people that are going to show up for police fire. So those are always a lot of fun.
Well, and the nice thing is it's almost like an overcrowd, Greeny, because then everybody cheering for goals. Now, all due respect to the defensemen that are on the ice playing for the police and the fire, but nobody wants to see anybody not be scoring, right? That's got to be the most positive crowd you're seeing.
Well, I will say that there is serious competition between those 2 teams. I hope it doesn't turn into New York Fire versus New York Police, because that one turned into a melee. But we don't want that to happen. We would like just let's have some competitive hockey games. But there's a trophy involved here. They want to win, so they've been practicing for months, and this is something we've been hosting here at the Panther Arena and before that the Bradley Center for many years. And it's a great community event. I mean, Drew, I'm sure you can remember going to County Stadium to watch the police fire baseball games in the summertime. Those were big deals, and we're happy to do it with hockey.
I love the rivalry, as my father was in law enforcement, longtime policeman in Menominee Falls, and it was like the fire guys are hurling. Now, why don't you guys go get a dozen donuts, and then what do you guys do? Sit around the house and lift weights and make chili and watch TV. Yeah, the cooking show going. They get after each other in a good spirited way. It is a lot of fun. Greeny, it's hockey night in Manitoba again, and you guys looking to even the score. It seemed like last night's game, you just ran out of time in terms of the comeback.
Yeah, if we'd have played another minute or two, I think we would have tied that game. And, it was a terrible, terrible start, obviously, giving up 2 goals in the first minute and a half and playing out of a 4-0 hole until, we finally got it cranked up. But we need to find a way tonight to get 2 points and get back home here and get that magic number cranked down to 0 because we want to get that playoff spot secured and get ready to keep playing.
Well, and that's one of the toughest parts because obviously in still somewhat of chase mode, would love to be able to get to that 4th spot. But is it? It's got to be a difficult waiting game and a difficult balancing act for the coaching staff. You guys got so hot, but then to be able to keep some of that momentum rolling, even though there's always going to be the eye towards the playoffs. It's got to be difficult to keep that pedal down to the floorboard when the most important hockey still is potentially a week and a half away from you.
It is. But until you get that X next to your name, you're not there yet. And, our affiliate up in Nashville, they're on the same place. So they're the last team into the playoffs this morning. And they've got 5 or 6 of our guys right now. So our guys are doing the best they can to kind of keep going here. And, they're watching some young players start to pick things up has been kind of fun to watch. A guy like Aiden Fink, who just came from Penn State last week, his second professional game, he had 4 assists. Last night he had his first goal. So seeing some of these young guys be able to, start showing what they're capable of doing, it's kind of fun to watch. So eventually this will all get itself sorted out, but we would like to get that X next to our name, hopefully this weekend in front of our own fans.
That would be spectacular. You play in Chicago on Saturday evening and then Iowa on Sunday afternoon. And we didn't even mention that Saturday is your second dog day of the season.
Yeah, dog day. So bring your dog to the game. Your dog ticket is $5. It's general admission for the dogs and their owners up on the 400 level. So, we've been doing this for a long time too. Dog owners really appreciate the opportunity to bring their best friend to the game, and it's a lot of fun. And also on Saturday night, as you're leaving the building starting in the 3rd period, we've got 7,500 Summerfest tickets to give out. So it's a great opportunity. Mike Wojciechowski and I were discussing this yesterday. It's also a Harley Davidson ticket package day, so you could get the Harley Davidson ticket package, which gets you a ticket to the Admirals game, a ticket to the Harley Museum for $25 and get a ticket to Summerfest on your way out. I mean, that seems like a pretty good investment.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's not going to get much better. It's going to be hard to be able to top that. However, it also potentially gets topped when you realize that it's Roscoe's birthday. Like out of the celebrations that happen throughout the year, Greeny, this one might be the most festive, the most celebratory, and definitely one of the loudest coming up on Saturday or on Sunday. I mean, for the 3:00 face-off. But Roscoe knows how to throw a party, and when he's throwing a party for himself, it's going to be a good one.
Yes, it'll be Roscoe's birthday on Sunday. A lot of his friends are coming. Kind of a fun start time of 3:00 that day. So for families, a good chance to come out. And if you've been on Easter break, I know that'll be the end of it. So we'll get you home at a reasonable time. You can bring your skates as well. So we'll have a post-game skate on Sunday after the game, but you need to bring your own skates for that.
You're packing a lot of stuff in. Jon Greenberg, president of the Admirals, joining us here, packing a lot of stuff into these last few home games. But the results on the ice are what matters the most at this juncture. You mentioned you and Nashville both driving to make the playoffs and to secure your spot and just get in the dance and take your chances, right? That's a little bit of a different setup for you guys than in recent years. But hey, there's nothing written that says you can't, forge a path and make a deep run going in the way that you'll go in this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think in the NHL, there have been 8 seeds that have advanced all the way to the Stanley Cup final. In our league, you just want to get in. You want to be able to play those extra games. And while the format may be a little bit different by being the 4-5 series, which we would probably, it certainly is looking like we're going to be in, that's a best of 3 just to get started. So not a whole lot of margin for error when you get to that point, but you just want to get in the show and see what happens.
Is there a little bit of pressure to hold on to the state state of hockey moniker that we're stealing from Minnesota, Greeny, after the Badger women go and win the national title. Badgers into the Frozen Four tomorrow. Like, it just feel like we're stealing that moniker from Minnesota. So is the heat kind of on?
Oh, well, I think we would be happy to own that for sure. I mean, it's, hockey has certainly grown here in our state, but to be able to have national championships and potentially a Calder Cup would be certainly a cherry on top, no question.
We talked about the growth of the game and the amount of youth programs that have continued to flare up. And obviously this is a hockey year after the gold medal team wins and all of the excitement around the sport, and the playoffs are always even better. But what about the players coming in from the college game? We had Coach Hastings on last week, Greeny, and being able to talk about the caliber of player that's coming out. You mentioned Fink coming in right out of Penn State. How much more prepared to play at your level and the next level are guys coming out of college programs? Because it feels like that hockey is continually getting better.
Oh, there's no question. And I think the rule changes now with allowing Canadian junior players to play in college here is, that's a little bit of in the weeds kind of stuff, but that definitely elevates the game, of college hockey. And yes, they're more polished when they get to the American League, which means they're going to be more polished when they get to the NHL. So you're getting guys that are maybe a little bit more mature than they've been in the past, but they're definitely skilled hockey players coming from the college ranks now that will hopefully make an impact in our league and beyond.
All right, got to get back to Roscoe celebrating his birthday.
Give me part
when the off season rolls around, it's not unusual to see Roscoe at parades and community events. And I've heard tell that he's even showed up at a wedding or two. Is he available to do those things if people want to inquire? Some of your longtime season ticket holders and fans want to have that Admirals element at their blessed events.
Yes, well, Roscoe has made appearances at every event you could probably think of. Company picnics, bar mitzvahs, weddings. I don't know if he's made it to a bris yet, but you never know. Yes, if you're looking for Roscoe to maybe do something, there's a form on our website for a Roscoe appearance form, and we'll certainly entertain any request and see if it can make it work.
Sweet, so I can get him my chili cook-off?
Yeah, let's go.
As long as the chili doesn't end up all over him, that's fine.
Then it's all right. That's a classic. Oh, absolute classic. Greeny, best of luck tonight in Winnipeg, and best of luck this weekend. You're getting close. You're in the last few home games left. Let's make the most of it.
Absolutely, and we look forward to seeing everybody at the rink. Tickets are available for all three of our final home games, but expecting great crowds. And we need playoff energy this weekend. We play Chicago, who is going to be in the playoffs. We play Iowa, who's not going to be in the playoffs. So we just need to make sure we take care of business, but your energy means a lot.
Fantastic. Thanks for joining us, bud. Appreciate it, and congratulations on being our superhero of the day, presented by Current Electric.
Oh, thank you, guys. That's very kind. Thanks.
All right.
Thanks, Greeny.
Go get the cancer screening, watch some puck, and get some great prizes and stuff.
That is
Summerfest
awesome.
ticket as well at the Admirals game, MilwaukeeAdmirals.com.
When Greeny put that out publicly last summer, his battle with cancer, Drew, it is a courageous thing for people to put their name on it and to allow people to know that they are one. Now that there's a negative connotation here, but you become a statistic, and people encounter cancer at all different stages of their lives. But John has done a tremendous job being able to bring some awareness to it. And listen, it's a quick one-on-one consultation. Aurora Healthcare nurses and providers with a special focus on skincare prevention for the upcoming summer months will be there on site. Consultations will run from 2:00 until the end of the first intermission. Puck drop at 3:00. So plenty of time to go and see the great people from Aurora Healthcare at that Admirals game coming up on Sunday. And again, great time to go and talk to the folks at callcurrent.com. $26.99 for that safety inspection. Listen, you can never be too safe. You want to know everything about your health. You want to know that your home is taken care of. Callcurrent.com. Those superheroes are ready for it.
All right. 877-794-1973. Still time to squeeze in a last-minute hot take on the Nicolay Law.com talking text line. When we come back, it's our Wake and Bake story from HappyPlaceHemp.com. Always a highlight. It's a good way to shut down the show on a Wednesday. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Time flies when you're having a good time, as we always do on the Huddle. Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on the iHeart app. Streaming live for folks who want to watch us, YouTube, X, and Facebook. Time to close up shop. We do that with our Wake and Bake story, brought to us by HappyPlaceHemp.com. Rob and Chris working out of Muskego, making the best CBD products you'll find anywhere, and you can get them for a 25% discount using the code HUDDLE. Huddle, I guess the Huddle will work. Just do Huddle.
Just do Huddle.
Huddle,
Easiest
25% off plus free shipping on all the wonderful products that these guys make. They're always innovating. Their products are great. I no lie use something. It's like every day you wear something from Iron Jock.
Yeah, 100%.
Every day I use some kind of product from HappyPlaceHemp.com.
Yeah, tale as old as time, and then you realize that there's too much that you can use and too many good benefits to having Happy Place Hemp in the house and around you to not be utilizing it on a daily basis. Drew, it's hard for me to not go with the Wake and Bake story of the day being the Diana Rossini, Mike Vrabel story. However, I don't know what the rules are in Utah. Are you allowed to use Delta 8, Delta 9 Happy Place hemp dealings in Utah? I know, like,
Not entirely sure.
They're somewhat dry on a Sunday mornings. You can't buy alcohol in Utah. They got different standards, different things that you can do. But the folks that unveiled last night for the Utah Mammoth, the Zamoth Zamboni, I don't know if you caught wind of this bad boy.
No, I got
Drew, you had to been waking and baking to design this bad boy. Straight off of Minecraft.
Whoa.
The coolest Zamboni ever made.
That is spectacular.
Of a full mammoth rolling around the ice. Looks like the coolest four-wheeler you've ever seen. Full tusks up, because tusks are up. They gave a video with some sweet Milwaukee tool shout outs in here of them designing the Zamoth. It is built from the Zamboni that was used during the 2002 Salt Lake Winter Olympic Games. Reimagined, redesigned, repurposed, and now you have the 2026 Zamoth rolling through Utah Mammoth games.
Outstanding.
Crazy, crazy invention. Only topped and could only be topped by what they're calling the Tusk, which is a beer that you can purchase out of, we've seen souvenir cups before. Yeah. Have you seen a souvenir beer mug like that? With a full tusk? Looks like the old school Das Boot. Instead, it's just a horn with a nice bank right there. $26 that you can buy it there at the Delta Center for. And people were saying they're real and they're spectacular. People are big, big fans.
The Vikings should steal that horn tusk thing. Looks like a Viking horn.
They've stolen everything else. They stole the skull chant from that Norwegian soccer team. So you might as well do something like it.
They still can't steal a Lombardi trophy. So
that's true.
Dave, nice work.
Very true.
Well done. Very true. No, they've tried. They're trying. They've done everything they can. They've stolen enough former Green Bay Packers to try to chase it.
Yeah, God knows. It is interesting when you think about it. Everybody's like, oh, that's, the NFC North, look at this division stuff. And then you come around to, there's two teams that haven't won a Super Bowl in the NFC North.
It's a hilarious thing. And when you start seeing just how dominating the Packers have been over the North, now it hasn't been over the last 5 years because they haven't won a division title since 2021. But that is, there's levels to the competitiveness of that the different organizations have seen. I'm really intrigued as to what the Lions have cooking up this offseason. Don't they feel like they went from America's team to the same old Lions, just kind of forgotten about, back buried by the tires and strip club ads that you see here towards the back end? Everyone talking about the Vikings, obviously the Bears taking center stage. Packers will always have conversation. And then there's just the Lions. They were the flavor of the month, and now back to Detroit and back to living in somewhat of NFL Siberia, unless they're able to change things up this year.
Which you never know.
Never know. Hot take, hump day, Drew. I had one final one before we got out of here. Hot take, Fernando Mendoza. Great decision as he is the consensus number 1 overall pick. He has decided to inform the NFL that he is going to stay in Miami instead of going to Pittsburgh and celebrating as the number 1 overall pick on the stage. Now, there's only 26, 30 guys that probably have the ability to get asked if they want to. But Mendoza was so steadfast, and it was maybe the biggest calling card to people's love and affection and admiration for him towards the run up to the title, was being with his family, the extended family. Going to be a lot easier to be with his family, with his mother in Miami. I'm all for guys telling the NFL, I appreciate your circus. I appreciate your celebration. But this is my celebration. So I'm going to celebrate it how I want to. Joe Thomas style. You can have a nice suit. Instead, I'm going to be in shorts hanging out on the beach, and I'm going to be celebrating with my friends in Miami.
That's epic. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Like, it's great for all those that are allowed to. But if I'm going to be the number one overall pick, you know what? I don't want to be sitting on icy light. Instead, I want to be 15 minutes from South Beach.
Yeah, right, because
Mendoza's got to be training himself for his Las Vegas.
There will be
days.
cameras in the living room, though. You know it.
Oh,
right?
all over the place. All over the place.
He's not going to get off that.
Oh, Diana Rossini might be there live.
Might be. Thanks to Jon Greenberg for hanging out with us. Thanks to Dolph as well. We are halfway through the week without Armin. Dave Gasper still, we don't want to talk about a no-hitter in the dugout, but still pitching a pretty solid game.
And has not been, he's doing yeoman's work being here on 4 hours sleep, because this is a different adjustment. Yeah. We're proud of you, Dave.
No question.
Don't rest on your laurels.
No question. Tomorrow on the program, I don't know what the hell we're going to talk about tomorrow. Bucks, Brewers.
I don't know, but I'm excited to find out about it.
And Masters, of course, as well. Too.
Tradition unlike any other, baby.
We will see you at 5 a.m. Thanks for hanging out with us in the huddle.
Peace.